Bob, are you serious? I thought you were done, bro. I guess he wasn't done. Good morning, Sassy fam. Welcome to your Sunday check-in. I hope you are well. I hope you are fabulous. We haven't heard from Bob in a while. There he is, Sassy fam. There's Bob, the legend that is my neighbor. 87 years old, I think, who still insists on doing his own yard work, and he's out with the leaves today. Oh, yes. It kicked in right around... No, of course it did. Kicked in right around Taurus's reading and kept on through the water signs. So there he is, the legend himself, Bob. For those of you who don't know, like I said, Bob is my elderly neighbor, and I adore him. Okay, he's got a great sense of humor. He's like the best neighbor you could have. But he makes me nervous because he's 87, and he insists on doing all his own yard work, which I admire. It takes him hours. It takes hours. It takes him a while, and I get concerned. I get concerned about Bob. And as I was telling Cancer, I'm going to go check on him now. This is a great time to break because I wrapped up the readings, and we talked. It's like, hey, Bob, how you doing, buddy? You need any help there? Like, no, I'm just about to finish up. Okay, good. Well, apparently he missed a spot because he's back at it. Today's check-in is for the bi-weekly energies. Like always, the bi-weekly energies, it is an energetic snapshot of what you might expect over the next week or two. As with all tarot readings, take it resonates, leave it does not. And if a second energy pops up on your board today, then you reverse those energies as you see fit. Which, by the way, I must tell you, there's plenty of room for that. So given our talk, last check-in about the lovers, it continued on. Oh yeah, it's in the air, you guys. If the lovers was a flu, everybody's getting it. Just like last time, in various states of entry, exiting, breaking, repairs, lots of repairs, but in such a positive way for so many folks. Honestly, it's quite admirable, you know? But yeah, in case you missed it, we had a lengthy chat at the intro about the lovers and what really defines a good lover's connection. And it continued on into the check-in for today. So you guys, what's up? What is going on? Lovers is in the air. I'm all for it, baby. I'm all for it, especially for those of you who are like, I figured it out. Ooh, cold star. Yes, you did. Proud of so many of you. Well done. Other than that, other than Bob and Bob's leaf blower, which I will point out too, like I did in Taurus, it's windy. So yeah, you know what? That makes sense. I bet he did miss a couple of spots, bless him. You know what? To be fair, it's been a Bob kind of week. Let me tell you. Just last night, you guys, the drama. Okay, so I have a wreath on my front door. It's just a standard sort of holiday wreath, all right? My daughter goes out to open the front door. Well, it looks like a couple of birds were resting on the wreath, or I don't know if they were trying to nest, but they were definitely resting right there on the wreath. Startled the birds. They flew into the house. One of them landed on her head, and she's like, wow, there's a bird on my head. There's a bird. Anyway, it's fun. It's really fun sometimes being a parent. Now, I kind of grew up in the country, so this does not startle me, okay? Interaction with animals does not freak me out. Like, I am someone who, as a kid, actively saw on a regular basis coyotes, deer, birds, and just all sorts of manner of natural wildlife. It was considered normal. My daughter's first real interaction up close with a bird like that. It lands on her head. It's freaking out. It's flapping. 2 birds, guys. It was a pair. It was an actual legit pair resting on that wreath. They both flew in the house. And it was actually kind of sweet. It was a pair of birds. And I'm like, calm down, calm down. And then guess who makes an appearance? Cinnamon. She wants to know what all the ruckus is about. She's in the backyard. She comes flying into the house because she's like, okay, right, this is my turf. This is my territory. Can't be having this. So she clocks in like she's on the job and she's going to get to work. Cinnamon, she comes tearing through the house trying to chase these birds. She's going to get them. It's a 60-pound muscle animal is flying through the house. She's trying to climb up the walls, climb up the cabinets to get to one of these birds. The other one is still floating around my daughter's head. And then her attitude changes from freak out to, wait, can we catch the bird? Let's get the bird. Can we keep the bird? I want a bird. Can I have the bird? I want to pet it. It's a madhouse. It was a madhouse last night. Both my daughters were just like, Cinnamon, she's like, I'm on the clock. I got a job to do. I got a job to do. She's taking it seriously, right? Because she's a little hunter, and she is. She's actually a pretty good hunter. But she's like, I got a job to do. So she's going crazy, tearing up my kitchen. My daughter's flapping around about the birds, and now she wants to catch one like Cinnamon. I mean, as someone who's had exposure to this kind of thing growing up, this was pretty normal occurrence, okay? What you do is you close all the doors in your house and you open your outer doors, okay? And then you gently coax the birds out, and you don't get a broom, you don't make wild gestures, you just gently move in the direction that you want them to move. And then little by little, they make their way to the outer doors. They sense the air, they feel the airflow, and then they take off. That's all you got to do. And it could take a minute, yeah. It can take a minute, but with patience. It doesn't have to be all wild and crazy. So it was just a moment, you guys. I had to crate Cinnamon because she wasn't going to stop. She just was not going to stop. She's like, I got a job. You understand me? I'm going to catch this bird. So I had to crate her to get her out of the equation. I had to tell my daughter, stop waving around. Just stop. You're scaring them, and it's just making them fly more. Anyway, it was hilarious, and it made her realize, oh my God, my kid really is a city kid. Like, she has no exposure to any of this. But I love how her attitude, it changed from freak out, oh my God, what is this? It's on my head, to can I have a bird? And then that was her topic of conversation for the next 10 minutes. I want a bird. Can we get a bird? Like, honey, that's as much bird we ever going to get. So that was a moment of hilarity last night. I had some more Bob-like activity. So I don't know if you're like this. Let me know if you're like me. Okay. You know how it's a very common fear, phobia of the dentist. Some people they can't handle it. They hate it. They absolutely hate it. I don't have that. None whatsoever. I've never had a fear of the dentist. Ever. Not even when I've had serious work done. I do not fear going to the dentist at all. To me, it's just an experience. It's maintenance like anything else. You know, it's like I often tell whoever I'm working with, I need my sparkling whites to sparkle. It literally does not affect me at all in a negative way. So when people say, oh, the dentist, I've never understood it, but I understand it's a phobia. Okay? I can't personally relate to it. But you know what I can relate to? An increasing fear and phobia around optometry. Every year it gets a little worse for me. And I've been seeing the optometrist since I was a teenager. And every year it just seems to get a little worse. Every year it seems to get a little more cringe. Every freaking year. I don't know. I'm kind of losing my tolerance to go to the optometrist, because to me it's like an hour of torture session of something and somebody being really close, super close, uncomfortably close to my eyeball. And it seems to get closer and closer every year. Recently went, and it was an hour of torture. And I have complicated eyeballs, so I have to go. It's not an option. I have to go. I have stigmatism on both eyes, and both my numbers are high in the negative. So yeah, gotta go. And I always get the extra treatment, because the doctor really wants to get in there. And this year, the instrument's wisping my eyelashes. Wisping. And we got really generous with that little puff machine this year. And you know what always amuses me, but not amuses me. No, this is not the right word. Annoys me. Puff, puff. Oh, is that irritating? Let me do that 30 more times. Puff, 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 puff. Every year. I don't like it. I don't like it. I get so tense when I go there now. You can't tell me. You cannot, you cannot tell me, okay, that the optometrist or the technician at some point hasn't slipped and go, oops, hit your eyeball, that's my bad. You can't tell me that hasn't happened, because I fear it inherently. They're going to touch my eyeball. You can't tell me there hasn't been a little oopsie in the history of optometry. And that's what I'm afraid of. Teeth, no, you got to make contact with my teeth. That doesn't freak me out at all. What I don't want you making contact with is my eye. No. So I get weirded out. And that's my particular hang up. So let me know if you're like me. Please don't tell me I'm alone. Let me know if you've if I don't know, you have a lot of anxiety around that particular experience, that I have to do it. I make myself do it. It's not going is not an option. And this year too, duck was so close. So I don't know. I got to that point where you ever have that moment, real talk, where you said something and you didn't mean to say it, but you said it anyway because your filters weren't working. Yeah, that was me this week. That was, I said something to the effect of, gee, Doc, did you bring protection? Because we're getting awfully close. I also said something to the extent of, I can tell that you used your Listerine this morning. I appreciate your minty fresh bath, but I don't think we're getting married tomorrow. Do you want to back off a little bit? Just a little bit, because I'm breathing your breath right now. I don't want that kind of eye contact with you unless you're my lover. I don't want that kind. I just don't. I don't. And I understand you're trying to see not just into my eyeball, but apparently into the depths of my soul. But I don't think we need to go that far down the rabbit hole. Okay, the intensity gets really real sometimes. And she laughed. She was a good sport. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'll back up a little bit. It's like, thank you. They got a job to do. And, to her credit, she's a scientist at heart. She wants to see what's going on back there. And she tells me, it's like, you have such fascinating eyes. Maybe that's their way of saying your eyes are really screwed up. So I have to go the extra mile for you. That's probably what it's code for. But she always insists, oh, you have the most fascinating eyes. It's so sparkly. That's been my Bob-like weekend, but it's been interesting. It's been real interesting. I can't say it hasn't been. So now my daughter wants a bird. It was such a funny moment because I am trying to wrap a report up last night, and then that's all I hear. That's all I hear from where I am. It's on my head. It's on my head. One of the best representations I've ever seen of parenthood is literally that movie called Parenthood. And the lead star in that, obviously, is Steve Martin. And there's this point in the movie where this is exactly what it's like having kids. It's supposed to go one way, and then how it's actually happening is chaotic. And he has this internal motion of being on a roller coaster. And he has a hard time going with it until he allows himself to go with it. And then he understands he's having fun. He's laughing. Yeah, that's exactly what it's like being a parent, is that sometimes you hit that roller coaster with your kids, and then it's like you can either see it as a chaotic experience that you have no control over, or you can have fun and ride the ride. That's a little bit more about my week. How was yours? I hope it was fabulous. Okay, where are we? It is Sunday, so beginning tomorrow, we will have the in-depths out. The schedule will be in the comments below. Like always, just brief recap. Monday, fire signs, Tuesday, air signs, Wednesday, earth signs, and then Thursday, water signs. Okay? But yeah, that's the in-depth schedule. Once more, it'll be yours and theirs beginning tomorrow. I hope that you have an excellent rest of your day. May have a great week, and I will see you today for your sign and for your in-depths next week. Take care. Be well. Leo, you're up first. Show me Leo, please. Okay. Six of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Temperance. Okay. What's going on there? It's interesting. Nine of Cups, Nine of Swords, and the Hermit. Oh, fears. And we're healing those. We're soothing those right now. The Hierophant, the Queen of Wands, Knight of Cups. Oh, wow. Wow. That's quite nice. That's lovely, actually. It's like stepping into a warm bath. It's very inviting. Six of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Temperance. Excuse me. So it looks like we're working on something. Ace of Pentacles here, possibly in connection to a soul bond. And soul bond, simply, you can have many in this lifetime. So I'm not saying soulmate, I'm saying soul bond. This is someone whom you have a unique history with. Okay? Deeply bonded to. Unique emotions, memories. Okay? And it's largely felt, not really spoken to. It's just felt. It's that undercurrent. Okay. Ace of Pentacles, Temperance. Yeah, this took some time to come up with, but it took some time to come up with, work through, make available, make ready for. It's Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, something's happening between you and this person. Some sort of offer on the line. Maybe some line of work, an idea, a gift, a gesture, I don't know. But it's being worked through. It looks good. I like it. I do. I don't know if you are the recipient or if you're the giver. But I like how it's coming about. Something about your two's timeline was leading up to this. Okay? Could be prosperous. Or it could just be an act of generosity. I don't quite know. Okay? Yeah, it's definitely with someone else. Nine of Cups, Nine of Swords, the Hermit. Now you're showing me an internal process of healing, soothing what has ailed you. Okay, fears of the mind as it relates to your Nine of Cups, your own sense of wish fulfillment. Okay. You've been doing a lot of work there. It's kind of like sometimes that which I want freaks me out, and coming to terms with that, with the Hermit. It happens. We'll take a look. The Hierophant, Queen of Wands, Knight of Cups, and then it's lovely, it's glowing, and it's warm. So then I'm seeing the external, I believe, of what I saw up here. It's lovely. The Hierophant, Queen of Wands, and Knight of Cups. Yeah, we're very spiritually attached to this. It makes us feel alive and warm. Like I said, the Knight of Cups, there's an emotional invitation here to continue to feel this way and express oneself. Okay? It's looking very nice. That's a nice week or two ahead of you. I like the Hermit, though, has already been in position working on these things, working on your fears. Okay? Your internal dialogue about wish fulfillment, right? Sometimes as we get closer and closer to what we want, it tends to freak us out more and more. And that's something that you've been working through, it seems. All right, Six of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Temperance. Of course, I could be seeing the entry to Sagittarius season. Temperance is their power card. Doesn't have to be, but it is right around the corner, so I'm seeing Temperance like crazy right now. And then when we're in Sagittarius season, I will be seeing references to Capricorn constantly. So yeah, this is definitely, I believe, marked within the next week or two. Could be, of course, that you have some strong Sagittarius in chart and could be connecting to, etc., etc. Six of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and Temperance. But largely, whatever this is has been in the works. In the works in a beautiful way. Okay. Tower, Four of Wands, Two of Cups. Okay. Okay. Some sort of relationship here. Two of Cups. All right. Relationship, once more, is two people define it, so I don't know how you two defined it, but I do know I had an emotional premise, bare minimum. At some point, the Tower came along and said, no, this cannot be. Something about this is not constructed very well, and it needs to, cease and desist. That's old knowledge. That's not a fresh tower, that's an old tower. This is known. This is known by you, them, or a combination of you both. It's known. The Tower, Four of Wands, Two of Cups. As it stands, this relationship, as two people defined it in some way, it was off, skewed, not matched, or someone wasn't paying attention to the fact that this was indeed some sort of authentic relationship. Okay. So in some way it halted, and that would explain automatically Temperance. So take aside the time frame of Sagittarius season, Temperance time. It looks like this has the opportunity to reemerge as a healed connection for a more authentic experience with the Ace of Pentacles being there. At least that could be the start of it. It is someone, once more, Six of Cups, whom we are familiar with. That is past orientation, Six of Cups is. And I told you the Tower is old news. So, whatever that bond is to you, when it last connected, it did not connect well, or was under false pretenses, or, like I said, it wasn't being built into correctly, no matter how you looked at it. Okay? But there was a real authentic connection there. There was. And that's why it's being given the chance to reemerge under Temperance, under the guidance of Temperance. Patience, time, healing, consolidation. Ace of Pentacles seems to be the common bridge point between these two. Like I said, either a brand new opportunity, in some way that could be viable to you both. Okay? It could also be as simple as a gesture. Okay? A gift, a something. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, whatever that's beautiful, actually. This has the opportunity to heal in a very unique way and to begin again. Okay? To begin afresh. And given that the Tower existed between these two figures in the past, I'm happy to say that it has an opportunity to really become what it should be or supposed to be. That's beautiful. I don't always get to see that. I see people reconnect all the time. That doesn't mean they're reconnecting in an ideal state. These two I'm looking at actually have that opportunity. So, good on you both. Good on you both. 9 of Cups, 9 of Swords, the Hermit. And once more, I'm not telling you what to do. Take what resonates, leave what does not. I just report. I report tarot like I report the weather, honey. It may not be your weather. But if it is, it's still subject to change. Okay? But still, this took time to cook. I hope you both appreciate that, and I strongly suspect you would. 9 of Cups, 9 of Swords, the Hermit. Two of Swords, confusion. Page of Cups, 8 of Swords, ton of confusion. Wow, so much confusion, so much blindness, so much fear. Like I said, this is an internal thing. It's not external. Once more, we got to be clear on things like that. This is all internal fears of the mind. And we're talking about you today. This is your collective reading, so I'm defaulting to you. But it's not an accusation. It's simply something you experienced or you didn't. The point is that you were working through it with the Hermit. Yeah, you've been working on massive amounts of confusion. Why is it that it seems the closer I got to something I really wanted, the more it hurt and freaked me out? You know, why? What was going on? And why couldn't I see how much I was receiving from it when I was connected to it? Where was that? You know? How come hindsight's always 20/20? You're looking at all that and then some. Okay, you've been working on it with the Hermit. You get it. It clicks with you now. You get it. You get it. You get why the Tower happened in the past. You understand at least your side of things, right? You couldn't always see it. Why we couldn't always connect to it when we're in it. Why couldn't we see it for what it was then? Okay. You've been working through that. Long story short. Moving on. Moving on. Because you have. That's it. I trust the Hermit always to do his or her job. Always. Always. Honestly, and I'm being full on it. This just years and years of tarot and just talking to people and appreciating the experience. The Hermit will always be in some way perhaps slightly superior to Temperance. Okay. That's how much real value is put into the healing process. It's a lot more active. Temperance, for it to be effective, right? For it to be effective, you have to be an active participant, not a passive one. If you're someone who genuinely believes time heals all wounds, then that speaks more to passive healing than it does active. Active suggests we're paying attention. All right. Anyway, not that you need a lecture on that. I'm just saying I trust that you got to it. I'm not saying you're perfect. What I'm saying is that you got the meat and potatoes of the thing. You got it. The Hierophant, the Queen of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. Six of Wands, Triumph, Judgment, 20, and the Nine of Cups, and there it is. Oh, you learned your lesson. It's like, I'm in it now. I'm in it. You're all but glowing. Yeah, you're feeling it. This time around, and Judgment is here, so it is officially at this point, this time around. You're in tune with it now. The Nine of Cups is kind of like saying, I'll never not be in tune with this. I'm connecting to it, and I'm in it now. I'm feeling it. I learned my lesson. It's like I am celebrating the moment. You are celebrating the moment. Every moment I can have in this feeling. I will never not be aware of it ever again. And it's like I'm in tune with my wish fulfillment. I do not deny it. I'm not confused by it. I feel it, and I'm here, and it feels so freaking good. The Hierophant Queen, like I said, it's an invitation to keep this feeling going. Okay, so that which we have the opportunity to readdress, look at, begin afresh with, or begin anew with, It's like you're enjoying every moment of it. You're so lit up from top to bottom. And I like how your spiritual impression is here as well. It's like, this is what it's all about. It's like, I cannot believe I'm in tune with it, Christina. I'm in tune with my Nine of Cups now. I'm in tune with the wish fulfillment. This is gorgeous. This is wonderful. This is sexy. This is romantic. It's everything. Yes, it's wonderful. It's like you're blossoming. You look so good. You look so freaking good. Yes. And that's just the next couple of weeks. Well done. Well done. All right. First quarter moon in Cancer, push through any insecurity, and that's exactly what you've been doing. Called it right there. Some of you might have some very interesting Cancer in your chart. And then we also have make time for self-love. Yes, absolutely. Remember, Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment for the self. When you're experiencing it, know that you're experiencing it. Okay? Don't be afraid of it. Make the time for self-love. There you go. All right? Oh. Sorry, we have the letters Q, R, S, Z. We have the Rose of Venus. Some of you, Leo might be your Venus placement. Some of you might be connecting to what you feel could be your Venus. Your ideal, your Empress, okay? The one that represents, personifies love, beauty, this kind of thing. But yeah, the Rose of Venus is here. And there it is again, that Sagittarian influence. It doesn't have to be, but yeah, I think this is edging closer and closer into Sagittarius season. At least by the time we make contact, it might be right around there. That still qualifies for the next week or two. Absolutely. Okay. Some of you Sagittarius might be your Venus placement. I don't know. Okay. But anyway, doesn't have to be. I'm just saying it's there. And we're going to do some dice today. The numbers, they might mean something to you. Maybe they don't. It's up to you. We have 6, 2 3s, and 11. So 6, 3, 3, 11. Okay. Leo, honey, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag, what's up? What's going on? Show me Sagittarius, please. What's up? Show me Sag. Okay. The World, the Fool, the Sun. Ooh. Knight of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, 2 of Wands. King of Wands, Judgment, the Lovers. Ah. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot on one reading. 5, okay. 5 majors on a 9-card baseline. Yeah. These, in my opinion, should always be in depth, but it's a check-in. The World, the Fool, the Sun. Gosh. There's a cycle who you're familiar with. It has the opportunity to reopen. Just get that out of the way right now. Okay? It does. The Fool, the Sun. Once upon a time, this represented a kind of new beginning, fresh spirit energy, specifically here with the Fool and the Sun. Fresh spirit, fresh energy, new dawn, new day. The Sun, opening up to that which made us happy. That didn't happen. It got closed out. We felt it. We felt it for what it was in some way, yeah? And we closed it out. We recognize it as an old cycle. However, I have to say, it has the prospect to reopen, given that Judgment is right around the corner and how much time has passed. So, but yeah, it's kind of like what goes around can come around. Now, I have no problem with the closing of doors and the opening of doors. I have no problem with the reclosing of doors or the reopening of doors, just so long as we're aware of it and we make good, conscientious decisions. Okay? I can see where once upon a time this cycle, whenever it happens, is irrelevant to me. I say that it's already happened. Okay? It meant so much in terms of like a spiritually fresh essence to opening up to the world. Just saying yes. A lightness, a joy, a happiness. Made us feel foolish, sure, but also happy too. Knights of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, 2 of Wands. That's a very slow, but nonetheless still movement, progress, but slow outward path of moving forward day by day. 3 of Wands, 2 of Wands. There's a feeling here of sameness, but you're not the same. You just might have that feeling or impression of time because you've had a very slow, steady march forward ever since. 3 of Wands, 2 of Wands. Just keep moving it out. You have other things to do, you had other things to look forward to, but it feels like things got really slow when that thing cycled out, right? Kind of feeling like every day stays the same. Now it didn't, and you didn't. You still move forward, but still, that's the impression one would feel in this context. King of Wands, Judgment, the Lovers. Okay, so this is before you again. In some way it feels back. Maybe stronger than you last recognized it, I don't know. You look ignited, lit, in tune. And Judgment, the Lovers. Oh boy. Yeah, it has the opportunity for one reason or another to be reborn, revisited, to reopen that door. It's a choice. Choice on the both of you, Judgment and the Lovers, and what has been learned and what has transpired. And if we reopen that door, is it going to be a different experience this time? So let's talk about it. I don't know, guys. Ultimately, you choose. Tarot doesn't dictate anything. You do. I just say what's before you. I report the weather, man, you know. That's it. That's all I do. The world, and we know how much that is subject to change, yes? The world, the Fool, the Sun. Justice, 9 of Wands, and 5 of Pentacles. At the time, did we understand in some way we were connected to it? Yes, I believe so. But also at the time, in some way, it's like as much as I would like to say yes to this, we also kind of felt it as the impossible balance. It's just, there's no way in hell I can make this function in the real world. It sucks because it would require like a true opening, a true, fresh, kind of clean slate to embrace that connection. All the feeling and all the goodness that came with it. But Justice, 9 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, this is coming across as an impossible task. Okay, we tried, we weighed up the scales, and we largely saw that cycle as being improbable, if not impossible. It would be impossible to have a brand new beginning. It would be impossible to just open up. It would be impossible to try to balance this thing in my life at this time. It's just not possible. So in some way you felt it, in some way you were connected to it, and to some extent you experienced it. But largely you saw it as the odds of not being in your favor. There's just no way in hell I can make this thing work. 9 of Wands, at first there was some insistence that you tried, but it still felt broken. And then at some point you started to defend yourself. I just need to keep this away. So we tried in some way to make this work, but then we also saw it as largely repetitive. I'm just doing the same thing with this over and over again, and the results are not changing. I don't see how this is possible to weigh up in my life. I can't, or it's not happening. And something about this required so much trust, I believe, from the universe to just start over. And that wasn't an option, right? To just start over. That seemed so improbable. To just take a chance. That seemed like the impossible task. So we tried to give it the reality that we could afford to, but we kept getting the same results of inconsistency, poor build project, it's not coming together. And that you remember that very distinctly, this constant taste or distaste and the dissatisfaction around it. This is impossible to weigh up in my life. It was with some effort But again, it seems like it was an impossible task. And if a brand new beginning and opening this with welcome arms, unquestioning open arms, wasn't on the to-do list, trying to find some sort of realistic space for it was, and it just kept coming up against a wall. Okay. We kept hitting that wall, though. And at some point you lost your enthusiasm to keep hitting that wall. The reality of this. Knights of Pentacles, Three of Wands, Two of Wands. Yeah, like I said, it's been a slow, steady march forward since, day by day. And I know that there's going to be a sense of sameness here when this is cycled out. There's so much inspiration at the beginning, so much vigor, so much light. But then when reality made itself known, I can't just take off to this. This is what I can give it. Oh, that's dissatisfying. It's disjointed. It's broken. It doesn't feel so good anymore. It makes us feel defeated at every possible turn. I get it. I do. Knights of Pentacles, Three of Wands, Two of Wands. The Chariot. Eight of Wands. Unexpected. What happened? Or maybe you don't know yet. It's very fresh. It's hard to tell because the Knight of Pentacles, Three of Wands, Two of Wands is extracted over such a period of time. Like I said, a slow, steady foot forward, stretched out over a Three of Wands, Two of Wands. Every day kind of feels the same. But you were making progress, and you still are. And then something happens. What happened? Chariot, Eight of Wands, the Moon. Something came through. It was unexpected. It has influenced you. Unexpected. The moon is here. Yes, unexpected. Sure, absolutely. And it's when you were on your way out, continuing to make progress away from this. Unexpected, yes, but there's more than that. It's a revelation of a secret. Secret. The thing is with the moon, it's either the unexpected, the illusions, or secrets. It covers a lot of territory. So to really finesse that out in a reading, which is which, it's a little bit of both, or everything. It is unexpected. It's kind of the revelation of a secret in regards to lifting the veil or the illusion of something. And it's done so in such a straightforward way. With the Chariot, Eight of Wands, it was pretty much delivered to you. But it was in such an unexpected way. I know. So it's really hard to kind of get the nuances out of that. I'm working to get the nuances out of this. It's hard, but it feels like such a precious, deep secret that was just revealed to you all of a sudden. And that came from a deep place. I'm feeling the depths of this one. I like how the moon is depicted in this deck, which is the Terra Mucha. There's a sort of shyness. And here we have the dark colors that implies the depths of the ocean that can only be pulled forward, summoned by the moon. Okay. And here we have what looks like a shy female at the center. So it's like, this is my deepest, most secret self. So it kind of feels like that. Yeah, it's the revelation, but it's unexpected on your steady pathway away from this. It looks like it's occurred recently, if not soon. Okay? No later than the end of this month. So. Okay. Yeah, something for you falls into place, and it was done so in the Chariot in such a... There you go. I don't know how else to put it. King of Wands, Judgment, the Lovers, but you will. You will. You will. The Emperor could be connecting to Aries, 4, but the Emperor flew out in such an interesting way. Empowerment, It was a declaration of empowerment, I suppose. It came from a place of authority, so someone revealed this, and because it speaks to their character. Okay, that's all I know. In other words, it was a choice. It was a choice to reveal themselves. It was an act of empowerment in some way. Either for it just I'm not a choice of empowerment. That's all I know. It came from a place of authority, so that means it was meant. They chose to reveal something. Okay. All right. King of Wands, Judgment. You know, it was an act of self, a self-will. I think this is important, so it was put forward. King of Wands, Judgment, the Lovers. Okay. Wow. Yours is quite interesting. The Hanged Man, 9 of Cups, and 10 of Swords. It hurts. It hurts. Because this is provoking all those elements you pleasure and pain. And what do you think of all that? Judgment. Judgment and the Hanged Man. You got some thinking to do. 9 of Cups, 10 of Swords. You are still very drawn to this. And like I said, you are receiving simultaneous signals of both pleasure and pain. It means a lot to you. Overall, it means a lot to you. The way this is influencing your spirit and your emotional self, whatever it is that was revealed here, means a lot to you. It makes you stand about 10 feet tall, and then it also makes you remember your war wounds simultaneously. It makes you feel both proud and then a kind of sense of personal hurts and pain and devastation. It's the Lover's connection. With it, the glory and the bloody battle sometimes. But all I'm saying for you is a deep internal reflection of not only what does this mean to me, how am I reacting to it, but do I join it in that space? I don't. The decision's with you. I don't know that the terms and conditions for re-entering it would require that much of a new beginning sacrifice. No. But your reflections on it and how you relate to it now, or perhaps how you don't relate to it now, what it means to you, what it might still mean to you, or maybe perhaps how it doesn't. You've got some contemplation to do before it catches up to you about, do you respond, if at all? And if you do, what does that look like? Okay. I don't want you to overthink that part. If you choose to respond, know that it's your choice and that you would reveal in a kind of equal way. And if you can't see that, then don't. Okay? But if you do, if you can see that, if you can feel it, if you can claim that, then maybe you step into that light. Because in some way this deeply affected you. And it got you feeling things you haven't in a long time. Not just your passion, but the deep connectivity of this. And how provoking it was. Like I said, it represents both pleasure and pain. Like I said, it makes you stand about 10 feet tall, but it also makes you remember the scars. What are you going to do with that? That's you. That's all you, baby. That's choice. It puts you in such a reflective state, doesn't it? First quarter moon in Cancer, push through any insecurity. Everybody's getting this, and that's because of the current phase we're in directly affects Cancer, and I can't remember the phasing. Gosh, dang it. There's just so much to remember, you guys. But no, yeah, I'm saying that for everybody. Not just in this round, in previous rounds too. It's just right now people are feeling deeply affected, okay, by things that are old, present. Hell, some things that haven't even happened yet. All right. We have the medallion, letters N, I, O. And we have, once more, the medallion of Aries. Once more, Aries. A lot of Aries present, possibly, but the key word here is courageous. They came forward, didn't they? And they said something courageous. All I can tell you is that they meant it. They didn't have to. They could have kept it where it was, under the moon. I tell you right now, they did it for choice. They saw it as an empowering thing to relay, to speak of. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. Yeah, all right. I hope that helped you. 7, 8. We have 6. And we have 9 again. What? Who else got the 6, 9? Well, yeah, it had to have been Leo, wouldn't it? I think. And Cancer. Cancerian. Some of you have some very interesting Cancer in your chart, particularly your moon placement, maybe. You don't have to. But I know we're currently under an astrological event that directly affects the Cancerian energy. All right, Saggy honey, I hope this helped you. Yours was real interesting, but we gotta go. But I hope this helped. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Aries, please. A bit loud. What's going on? I don't know if you heard that, but I most certainly did. Yes, please tell us all again how big your truck is. We all want to know. What's up? What's going on? 5 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands. The Hanged Man, the Star, the Ace of Wands. Wow. Gosh, that changed on its head, didn't it? The Magician, Knights of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune. A manifestation is coming back to you in some way. One that perhaps you thought was once lost. 5 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands. Wow. It's kind of like saying can't get along with this. It's more than can't get along. It's unfortunate. It's sad. It's frustrating. I'm angry. There's a lot of mixed emotions surrounding a friendship here. 3 of Pentacles. There's a lot of regret around that. A lot of remorse. Why we couldn't get along. Why we couldn't figure things out. There's fights. There's arguing. There's all of this is wrapped up in so much sadness associated with the past. It's missed, but at the same time, we found it very frustrating to participate in. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. The Hanged Man, the Star, Ace of Wands. We've had a lot of time to pause and think. A Star, Ace of Wands, and it looks like we've had some very strong recent influence to give us some new perspective and or insight. It kind of reignites some very old, strong feelings, though. It awakens something in you. Don't get me wrong, you've been on pause for a while, the Hanged Man, contemplating this connection, this friendship. But it looks like very recently you've been given something new to think about, the Star, Ace of Wands. That's inspiring. It's very inspiring. It speaks to elements of hope that are quite strong. A desire. A vision. Like I said, it kind of awakens something deep inside you. It's so different than your opening. So very different. The Magician, Knight of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune. In some way, a manifestation is coming back to you. It took time, but it's here now. Okay. What's up? 5 of Cups. That's a tricky opening. 5 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands. That's a lot of fight, and that's a lot of disappointment around a friend. Ten of Swords, Four of Wands, King of Swords. That's because it was more than a friend. That's why I'm always very careful how we apply the word friend. But I won't give you that lecture today. Ten of Swords, Four of Wands, King of Swords. It was some sort of relationship here, as defined by two people. And it seems like you two had a very hard time defining it. Outwardly, it was called friendship, but even when that label was applied, there was resistance around that label. Inwardly, it was recognized as some sort of relationship that I guess a lot of people would call complicated. Yeah. Ten of Swords, King of Swords. Looking at that relationship, just kind of a mess, right? Absolute mess. And you can see that. Logically, intellectually, you can see that as the King of Swords. You see it, but you feel it too, the pain of it. There's always this feeling that maybe it would stabilize and be something more than it was. There's so much regret. It's like, why did it have to start out like this? You know? And why did it have to end up like this? Is this idea that if we had made different choices, if we hadn't called each other friends, it might have been different. Because there's a sense of loss or past regrets attached to it around the construct of this thing. Because I could see some sort of relationship is trying to develop outside the label of friendship, and it was just battle, such a battle. And yet you two tried. For one reason or another, you two tried, despite, it seems like, the odds. You tried. Okay, the Hanged Man. And I see you reflecting on this now. Okay. Mostly it's tied up to the past. And I see you reflecting on it, and Hanged Man, we've had a lot of time to gain perspective on this. But it seems like we have some very strong recent influence to help lend to our perspective. The Star, Ace of Wands, what is that? It's so bright, it's so inspiring. It's gorgeous, actually. The Knight of Wands, Ace of Swords, Queen of Cups. Someone delivered a truth. It's a passionate truth, don't get me wrong, but it's still honest. It's a passionate truth, it's an honest truth, and it seems to come from the conviction of the heart. It was either you or them, I don't know. But it's given us a lot to think about, specifically. Goodness, it hits very strong high notes, doesn't it? It does. And the Star, it's given us not just a lot to think about, but given us hope too, like a lot. You look inspired, man. You know what this reminds me of? What I'm saying right here, and it's a strong Ace of Swords, Queen of Cups, Knight of Wands. Yes, it's kind of like saying an impassioned speech, a bold, perhaps, an impassioned speech, right? Delivered from this Queen of Cups. It's either you or someone else, but it's influencing our perspective. And that's what it reminds me of. If you ever have the opportunity to do some research, I know who has all this time on their hands. Well, someone like me does. Actually, I'm in a profession where I have to do a lot of research, so I will often go out of my way to do it. But anyway, if you ever have any opportunity to do some research on the speeches that kings and queens would give their armies, their people, prior to a war, some of them, they had to be strong, didn't they? They had to be bold and impassioned and visionary in their words, because they were asking their people to go into this war, this bloody war, right? And so you had to have the words to create the vision, to create that strength of feeling. Okay. And it had to come from a place of deep meaning. Otherwise, the people who you need to fight for you aren't going to feel it. They're not connected to it. They're not connected to it at all. So, you could say some of the best kings and queens in history, they would know how to talk when it was time to talk. And they would get their people fired up and inspired and on board with a singular vision. So you need that. You need that for your armies, yeah? That's what happened here. That must have been a hell of a speech. I must have been a hell of a truth. And you know the best part, my favorite part, is that there's no bullshit. It was very honest. And yes, it came from a very impassioned place, but I have to tell you, it's breathtaking, it's bold, it's inspiring. And it comes from the heart too, the Queen of Cups there. And the Star, Ace of Wands, and it just, gosh. It's like all the lights came on. We don't give a shit what the electric bill looks like. All the lights are on. It looks great. It looks great. It looks so good. It feels good. It feels really good. Star, that Ace of Wands. So, yeah, this happened really recently, it seems. Very recently. And the thing is that it's changing too. It's influencing you. At the Hanged Man there. You've had a lot of time to think about this, and you can see the past for what it was. But there's something here about this current influence that regenerates this idea of not just hope, but a bold hope, an inspiring hope, a passionate hope, but a vision. Man. The Magician, Knight of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, some sort of manifestation's coming back. Hardcore, you know. Let's take a look at that. Wow. The Empress, the Hanged Man, the Sun. Get out of here. Get out of here. As a Hanged Man is there twice. The Empress, the Sun. It's like you're... Oh, shut up. You're going to make me cry. And I don't have time for that. I can't. I don't have time to redo my makeup, Aries. Stop. I don't have time for that. The Empress, the Hanged Man, the Sun. It's like your joy's coming back to you. Up. I gotta go. No, the Empress, the Hanged Man, the Sun. Yeah, it's like your sun's coming back to you. Your manifestation's coming back to you. There is joy. There's so much joy. There's so much joy here. Yeah. And you can kind of see that for yourself and the reflection of it back here at the Hanged Man, the Sun. In some way, that joy is coming back to you. That simple, pure, sweet, open-faced joy, a happiness that is the Sun. As the Empress, you know it's tied up to something significant. You know it is. And it's like the manifestation that your wish is coming back to you. And I see you taking action towards it. I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying the energy's with you, Knight of Swords. So again, the sword, okay, it's not just thought. It is also responsible for communication and action. It's as this pressing need in you, I simply must respond. Or I simply must act, and I don't blame you. It's like, oh, this is it. The joy is returning. The happiness is returning. It's quite beautiful. So, you guys, that's a messy opening. And this is where, on in-depths, I really would have pressed that middle point. Okay. How did we get from understanding this, seeing the past for what it was, filled with regret, and a sense of, at the core of this, we're friends. And in some way, around that core of friendship, something between us is trying to develop. But we're both fighting it, resisting it, is causing conflict. I want this, I'm struggling to keep it, you are too. We see that in each other. We're harming each other. I think we're losing point to the friendship here. Something like that. To that declaration, that hell of a declaration It was so bold, very inspiring. I don't know, but time is involved. I know that. You can't take that for granted in tarot. There's a lot here I'm not saying. You've had a lot to think about. But I like how the joy is coming back to you. Your manifestation's coming back to you. A one of happiness. Hope, love, passion, all of it. Last quarter moon in Gemini, clear your head. I have that feeling. Whatever this is, don't get me wrong. It could be you that's firing up outside, delivering that impassioned speech outside of you. I see you receiving it though. As the Hanged Man. I do. I see you receiving it. And that's how you know the joy is returning. That sense of sun is returning and happiness is returning. But so I just see you like clearing your mind. What the hell? Like shaking your head. Like that's not, what? Last quarter moon in Gemini, clear your mind. And there you are. Thank you. Thank you. That's you, honey. New moon in Aries. Go for it. Yeah. That's, how else is there to explain Aries? Go for it. Yeah, some of you, yeah, Scorpio season. But yeah, go for it. I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying the Aries I'm looking at, you know what this is. It's your manifestation come home. It's your happiness come home and return some way. Oh, so many. Oh, there you are. There's your medallion keyword here, being courageous. Okay. Yeah, who else? Who was that? Courageousness. It was either Leo or Sagittarius. The fire signs, I tell you, are inspiring this round. All the fire signs are being so inspiring. Okay. 3 M's. I'm sorry. M, and M. What? UAJP. Okay. And then some dice. Numbers. Just because every now and again I do that. Might have some meaning to you. Maybe not. We have 6, 4, 2 4s, and a 9. That's like the third time now. That Cancerian influence we've had is, well, exactly that. It's being a huge influence. Aries, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Aquarius, please. Six of Wands, 9 of Wands, 4 of Wands. Mixed results there. The Hermit, 2 of Pentacles, 6 of... And you had the same opinion. Okay, I got you. The Star, that's you, darling. 10 of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Oh, good. Good. And I see your deepest desire there. Far-reaching desire, too. Your vision. That remains intact. It does. Now, your opening there, we got some mixed signals, mixed emotions. Sometimes it's positive. Sometimes it's not positive. Sometimes it's rejoicing and jubilant and light. Triumphant even, 9 of Wands. And sometimes it's blocky, angry, disparaging, difficult. 4 of Wands. Relationship as 2 people define it. Currently not being defined very well. You got a mixed bag of emotions there. Okay. Like I said, when it's on, and it feels good. And when it's down, it's angry and frustrating. I got you. The Hermit, 2 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords. This is, mind you, what I'm looking at is a conclusion with much due consideration. There's nothing random about it. There's nothing impulsive about it. Not at all. The Hermit, 2 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords. You've begun the process, a slow process of kind of, say, packing things up and leaving this behind. Okay? At least the relationship portion. But Yeah, you started consolidating your thoughts around that. Specifically, what does it look like and how to prepare for it. Now, it seems like quite the jump, but it depends on how long you've been experiencing this. Okay? And mind you, we're doing abbreviated tarot. That's what check-ins are. It's abbreviated. But the Hermit, Two of Pentacles, I don't know how long it's going to take you to consolidate this either. Okay? The Six of Swords, to kind of pack up this portion of your life and move on from it. What remains intact for you, however, is the foundation, your stability, your way of life. That's still very much yours. It's very much anchored to you. That's very much part of who you are. Literally, is the star. So, something that you've always hoped for, dreamed for, desired of was a strong foundation, a source of stability. Okay, a way of life. That's yours. That's still with you. This then speaks to instability. Okay. It's an element that does not carry on well in the greater scheme of things, it seems. All right? I'm not telling you what to do, I just read what's here. The Star, Ten of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, that remains wholly yours, intact. So it's not just your career, your job, your finances, your money, your house. It's those things plus your network, your resources, your community. That has always been a dream for you. To be tied to a greater purpose and meaning. And you've achieved it, and you will continue to achieve that. That stays with you. Okay? It's this specific element, I see you kind of starting the process of packing it up and putting it away, so to speak. Okay? That's with a lot of thought, though. And the time, well, let's see. Six of Wands, Nine of Wands, Four of Wands. The Knights of Swords, Wheel of Fortune. It's been like that for a minute. Eight of Cups. I got you, baby. No, you don't need to. Yeah, see, this is, I know it's confusing because we're doing, like I said, abbreviated tarot, but the time element is here. Knights of Swords. It's almost like you're saying this is overdue. So that's very honest of you. It's time, Knights of Swords being your particular knight, it's time I took action towards this. It's time I walked. Ace of Cups. Because this kind of thing, guys, where you see that back and forth tension, which looks very simple in three cards, can either be something that's been happening for the past couple of days, okay, because one tends to be immediate energy, or upon clarification, I see things like the Wheel of Fortune, Eight of Cups. This also implies time. So that kind of back and forth dynamic where you have decent days, good days, confident days, to shattering days, difficult days, hard-wearing, labor-intensive days, where it's just the emotions are constantly going back and forth, okay? The elasticity becomes shot. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. So I see here that time has passed, Knights of Swords. It's like you're saying, it's overdue. Ace of Cups. I'm not emotionally anchored to this anymore. I don't want to be. So it's time I completed the action and walked. Okay, walked is here. Okay, actually leaving this behind. Now you realize the realistic process might take a minute. Okay, but as far as the spirit of the thing is concerned, your mind has already kind of reached a conclusion. And that's the opening. So again, this is either yours or it's not. If it's not yours, don't force it to fit. It either is or it isn't. This is either something you have concluded for yourself or you haven't. That's now. That's catching up to now. Okay, looking at this is happening now, or Okay, this is not something we're in denial about. It's very forward of you. I wouldn't expect anything less from Aquarius. Your process is your process, but I tell you this: once Aquarius knows, they tend to know. The Hermit, Two of Pentacles, Six of Swords. Yeah, and then looking at it from a logistical point of view, how to pack this up, so to speak, and move on. Okay, but yeah, no, the elasticity on that was shot, guys. We're out of emotions for this. You look exhausted. It's like when it's great, and when it's defensive and angry and bad, then it's defensive, angry, and bad. It seems to run in those two lanes, And that's not good. We need, in our relationships, we need emotional stability as much as 3D stability, guys. Remember that. Relationships, and they come in a different variety of shade and sizes and etc. Not all of them the great big love of your lives, but the point is emotional consistency is still there. You know? That's the thing. It's not stable. The Chariot, Queen of Pentacles, Page of Swords. Yeah, you're showing me I need to move forward, and you're taking full responsibility for that, like 100%. You're taking all the responsibility to get on with your life, to pack this up, put it away, and move on from it. Like, you have 100% assumed all responsibility. I'm not assigning fault. I'm just saying, I know what I need to do. That's what you're showing me. I know what I need to do. Chariot, Queen of Pentacles, Page. I'm on this. I'm on it. You've made the appropriate investments. Your eyes are already looking westward, moving on. Okay. That's no joke to you. It's almost like you're saying, I want it done as soon as possible. That way I can reestablish my comfort zone. Okay. You'll still have a very careful, considered approach about how best to pack this up. So this thing's going to be done in stages or phases. Okay? But for the most part, you're like, I need to get this done. I need to. For my own sanity, for my own sense of security, I need to reestablish my own home base. You know, the Queen of Pentacles, you want to feel like you have a home again. That there's one spot in the world that is absolutely, completely, 100% yours. Okay? Free from this. And you're putting a lot on yourself, but also it's kind of like you expect results too. It's like I just want to be clear of this. Okay, I want to be clear. The Star, 10 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. I can see that your environment is extremely important to you. You really emphasize stability and growth. Okay, and then, like I said, well, excuse me, if it's not stable, it's because you're growing. Okay. So whatever this is must have been very, well, just not stable. Okay. Oh, anyway. The Star, 10 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, because you're so grounded. You are so down to earth. You've accomplished a major vision in this life, all right? To always have your place in the world, to always have your spot in the world, and you won't compromise that. So I can see where you'd want to set up house or set up shop somewhere else, you know. Or if it's the disentangling process, perhaps getting whatever this is out of your space or your territory, okay? And getting reacquainted with it on your own. The Star, 10 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. Yes, but I see you already casting an eye westward. It's moving on. You really have the goal of moving on from this. And you mean it. Okay. Tower, Strength, the 7 of Wands. That's an interesting use of the Tower here. For a while there, perhaps you assumed you wouldn't have the strength to do this or enforce it. Turns out you can, and you did. You never thought you'd be able to use strength like this. The Tower suggests this was false thinking or false belief, false feeling, false action. And strength, you never thought you'd have the strength to do this. Never mind enforce it with the 7 of Wands. Well, here you are. And here you are. I don't know what was the clincher for you. I have no idea. The only thing you really showed me is that above all you wanted to restore a sense of peace and sanity to your world. It was stable. Maybe that's all you needed. But yeah, you showed me walking away a couple times. And your opening kind of told me something. You know, Knight of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, this is overdue. I should have done this a long time ago. Well, shoulda, coulda, woulda. You did it when you were ready. But I can see where you fed into that tower for a while. I don't think I'll ever have the strength to do this. I'll never have the strength to walk. I'll never have the strength to leave this. I'll never have the strength to do XYZ on my own or minus their company. Yeah, you did. You did. Okay. And also, P.S., I see you enforcing it. That is very much your world, your rules. You did it. You did it for yourself. You did it for your way of life. You did it for your stability. And you did it for your future self. So the future version of you can look back on this and you can thank yourself for it later. Okay? Yeah, but there's something in you that almost with a dedicated spirit says, there's no way I can leave this. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Yeah, there was a way, excuse me. Yeah. We're in process with this. Leave the past behind. Last quarter moon in Capricorn. And be proud of yourself. Some of you are very, very grounded. Last quarter moon in Taurus. So here we have Cappy in Taurus. Some of you might have some very strong earth influence in you. I can see that's a big driver for some of your worlds. So I can kind of see that pressing imperative for you to kind of get your corner of the world reestablished, your personal home space. Okay? But the foundation remains intact to you. That's a dream that you will not part ways with, nor should you. I'm sure once upon a time this used to be stable or harmonized in the greater scheme of things. I don't know when it stopped. You would. I just saw your admission that this is overdue. Now or never. Last quarter, leave the past behind and be proud of yourself. You're damn right. Be proud of yourself. I see that doubt in you, doubt in your strength. Be proud of yourself. I know you told yourself, I could never do this. You can and you did. You can and you did, boo-boo. Okay. I want what you want. I want what's right for people. So when people show me this kind of stuff, I know it looks so simple and lighthearted and impulsive. It isn't. I know an impulsive decision when I see one, and I see almost regret immediately, and this was not that. So once more, Tarot Lady is not telling you what to do. You told me what was up with you today, and you did so in a very powerful way. So either A, yours, or B, not yours. That's it. Okay? You would know if this is you, I promise. There wouldn't be any question or confusion on it. Be proud of yourself. And I see that determination in you right here. I gotta leave the past behind. I gotta leave this behind. Your eye was looking west, not east, not to the past, but where the sun had yet to rise. And it meant you making yourself uncomfortable in order to get comfortable again. Okay? We have the letters Z, W, L. We have the Medina Scorpio. Yes, I imagine the heavy lifting of this is happening during Scorpio season. Okay, but you are being careful about how you're packing this up. Okay. Also, P.S. you might have some very strong Scorpio in your chart. Could be connecting to, and of course, like I said, the season might be important to you. I know. The Tree of Life, the Ten of Pentacles is here again. I know. It's very important to you. You always wanted roots that ran deep. So congratulate yourself. Be proud of yourself, because that's exactly what you did. Okay? This person's root stopped running deep with you a long time ago. The whole point of the roots is to provide nutrients so that the stuff on the top side can grow. To stop being a source of nutrition, spiritually, emotionally, etc. Okay? Think of it that way. And you have the key. Yes, you do have the key to lock or unlock any given situation. Okay? People often forget that, so I'm glad I get to remind you. You have the key. Okay? If you want to see yourself as the prisoner, you're going to forget you have the key in your pocket. But if you remember you're the warden, you have access to everything. Okay. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. I apologize, but I remembered I'm doing dice rolls this round. Yes, I don't always do these. The dice rolls, numbers. Use them as you see fit. They might have some meaning to you. They may not. It's up to you. 2. 1. 2 and 2. Just to recap, 2, 2, 2, 1. I hope that helped you. Take care. Be well. Gemini, what's up? What's going on? Show me Gemini, please. Show me Gemini. Temperance, King of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. Wow. You look great. 3 Cups, 3 Pentacles. The Lovers. Oh, there you are, darling. I was wondering if I was going to see you. I'll tell you why. Lots of folks, not just in this check-in, but last week's check-in as well. It's like everywhere. Lovers, lovers, lovers. And I'm like, I wonder by the time if I get to Gemini reading, I will actually have their power card show up. It's like, there's got to be some lovers left for Gemini. Come on now. And so there is. The Hermit, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups. Well, you go on, then you have yourself a great day. I'm excited for you. Don't let that 3 of Pentacles throw you off. Something here is in the works, okay, it seems. And so it's going to start out in a simple sort of way, but it will be powerfully felt. Temperance, King of Wands, 8 of Pentacles. You're already pointing out to me that real world is important to you, okay, and that you put your best energy into it every day. You're that person that shows up with a good spirit, good energy, and a smile on your face. You may not feel smiley on the inside, but what you show on the outside is something that is tempered in personality, even calm, but forward. Forward energy, forward direction, forward momentum. So it's a good, steady character here, but with confidence and warmth and generosity of spirit. So I love that. That's a great combination, Temperance. And it took you a while. Right? It took you a while to figure this out, to dial this in, but this is where you like your personality to be, your temperance to be. Someone who is thoughtful, okay, level-headed, calm, collected, but also forward motion, King of Wands. Someone who still gets things done and is thought well of. Okay, 8 of Pentacles. I love this. This is who you are as a person, as a character in your outer world, and it's great. I love it. Okay? I think a lot of people connect to you out of a warm sort of sense of confidence. Yeah, you're a good leader here. Really good leader. And you get stuff done. All right, 3 Cups. You're good at it too. 3 Cups, 3 of Pentacles, the Lovers. I would say, all this Lovers energy is floating around. I hope Gemini gets some. Yeah. It's like, it's one of those cards, guys. It's like I see it all the time or I just don't. Same is true for like the 5 of Swords or whatever else. It's like it either makes the rounds or it just disappears. And Lovers have been making the round, and yours is in a good position, I believe. 3 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, the Lovers. Yeah, something there starting to build. It starts out with a very simple sort of connectivity. Friends first, common ground, shared interest, getting to know each other, connecting, reconnecting with some frequency of consistency. Okay, so far so good. All right. The whole idea is to take it further, but from the very outset, you already feel deeply connected to it in some way. You show up to it and you're like, this one feels a little more like me. This one feels a little extra special, extra crispy, as we might say. The Hermit, extra crispy is good, by the way. You know, think of it. How do you like your chicken? Crispy or extra crispy? That's what I'm talking about. The Hermit, Knight of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. Well, you go on then. I like that. Take your time with this. I like it. I like how you're on your path and you feel good about you. Okay? You're looking back at your path with a certain sense of wisdom and appreciation for everything, and a very strong feel for where it's going, and you like where it's going. You're saying this speaks to you. Everything that you're doing speaks to you. Okay? All right. Nice. Very nice. Temperance, King of Wands, 8 of Pentacles. You have a very warm countenance, you know. Something tells me you're easy to talk to, easy to get along with, very jovial. I also strongly suspect you're a problem solver, and that's how you move the energy forward. Work energies, as I'm seeing it so far. Ace of Swords. Page of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Man, you know your shit, don't you? Ooh. You know your stuff from top to bottom. So I see your outward appearance, your outward countenance, and then your inside is very earthy. With the King of Pentacles, you're like, oh yeah, no, this is my job. I do this all day, every day. I love it. You are a big boss, and you know it. You know it. Okay, so you have that outward energy that gets things done. You are the problem solver. You are. But you're also boss. You're boss material, and you know it. But that's not what you show on the outside. That's who you are on the inside, is boss. It's what you expect from yourself. You're a good investor. You expect good decisions to come from you. Your outward appearance is that of warmth, generosity, and a good spirit to get things done. I love this. This is great. You know your truth. You know yourself. You know yourself very well. It took you a long time to kind of develop this side of you, okay, that naturally navigates towards solutions, that naturally navigates towards strong connections and how to make things work for yourself and for others. It's wonderful. This is a great comment. I love this. This is absolutely wonderful. Congratulations to you. Understanding who you are, your own sense of role. I love it. I love it. Excellent. Don't change a thing. Don't fix what ain't broke. Man, you must be a really good leader. I bet you are. Okay. 3 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, and the Lovers. Very nice. And all that to say, in the next week or two, carry on. Carry on. You have as much work to do today as you did yesterday, and you will continue on into the future. Don't change. Don't change anything. It's a warning formula. All right. Now, what's up with this? 3 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, the Lovers. Okay. The Magician, the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, some of you have recently, I mean very recently. I don't want to get into it because this is an overview of succession of cards that I will put back and reshuffle. But FYI, confirmation. Once upon a time, you used to be connected to someone who shared that earthian element with you. Okay. Someone who used to be very practical, or probably still is practical, responsible, I believe, down to earth. That cycle has closed. Okay, that cycle has closed. There's someone whose energy that no longer shows up. We don't want it to. It's emotionally vacant, detached, too far gone, emotionally unavailable, but maybe perhaps physically present. They no longer take a space in our lives. Okay, so this is someone whom you used to share an element with, a frequency with. All right, let's try that again. Yes, 3 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles. The Lovers. It looks like a, if not a recent cycle, then one that you are familiar with, but still isn't too old. Okay. 3 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, the Lovers. Yeah, it could be that you're in the process of detachment, but I'm not sure. I don't know. 4 of Wands, 9 of Wands, and the 4 of Cups. What's that about? Yeah, there's been some disappointment here. 4 of Wands, relationships, 4 of Cups, disappointment, 9 of Wands. It's not easy for you to connect to relationships. Not always. And in this one, you're saying it has its tricky spots. It's familiar to you in some way. There are frustrations, upsets, and disappointments that must be overcome. Okay. But nonetheless, you are recognizing it as some sort of relationship. And I think that's why you're showing me focus on friends first and cooperative building practices and consistency of connectivity. All right? Because real talk, there is a relationship here. 4 of Wands is how 2 people define it. However, there have been upsets on both sides. 4 of Cups and 9 of Wands. Okay. Nevertheless, I still see you drawn to this. And I'm not telling you to do anything that you don't want to do. You know yourself quite well. You wouldn't be doing this unless in some way you wanted to. Okay? I can just see that's who you are. This one, well, on the surface, it looks simple enough. And you showed up So I know it means something to you. Like I said, it's a little extra crispy, this one. Consistency of connectivity. Emphasis on frequency. Okay. To overcome issues. Okay. Of disappointment specifically, and frustration surrounding that disappointment. All right. You're a big Gemini. You say it's important to you. You've already made up your mind. You've made up your spirit. This one's a little more personal to you. Yeah, I kind of see you going the extra mile for it. Saying if that's what it needs, then that's what it needs. Okay. The Hermit, Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. Well, maybe then between you two. I'd like to see a little bit more on that, I would, but then I'd be pushing the point. and then people get mad at me. The Hermit, Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. Well, you gave extra clarification to Gemini. I know. The Hermit, Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. But you seem to be on a steady path for yourself. You look happy, you look relaxed. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. No, Justice. The Hierophant. Let me make this clear. I am very much looking at someone who doesn't do anything that they don't want to do. So, you're showing me long-term commitment. That's the dream. That's the goal. And you're doing what you can to line up to that. You want a brand new beginning for yourself. One that you can see extend far out into your future. But realistically. So it's not really the star here. It's the Ace of Pentacles, Justice, and the Hierophant. That's a technical, legal, official commitment. Work. A new beginning that you're committed to. Or partnership. It seems like you got work down. So, I've kind of ruled that out. There's a couple of other things you can still commit to. You're smart, you do the math, you figure it out. Ace of Pentacles, Justice, the Hierophant. You're like, wow. Look at you. Look at you. Oh, I have never been so curious in my life. Look, I'm glad you can see it for yourself and, take your time on this one, obviously. The Hermit, Knights of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. It's like I'm experiencing joy. So I know what's happening back here. What you wanted to happen is happening. It takes extra attention, a little more TLC, yes. You're coaxing a strong connection to life. You understand it has its problems. But you're determined to push back that, and push back on that, and push beyond it, okay? And as you continue to do so, you move forward in direction. It's like I'm choosing joy, I'm choosing me. Okay. But when I look at that Ace of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and Justice, you're like, oh, I'm committed. I'm committed. Justice there kind of kicks it up a notch. And it goes into the realm of legality. That Ace of Pentacles. So, yeah, you take your commitments very seriously. It goes into a space of earth for you. You see it as a critical investment. So, yeah, there's some tricky spots in here. I would love to push on this. I am so curious. I am so curious. Gosh, the determination to overcome the issues is high for you. Okay. Okay. Well, if you're going to do anything, you got to do it right. Oh, yes. No, I have that same philosophy. But, man, you must have did something really right. Over here. You must have done something really right. Those are some tough spots in there. There are. Take a reality check, full moon in Capricorn. Where are you going and why? Oh yeah, no, I see that for you. Take a reality check, though. You will. At many points you do. And in fact, that's something you pride yourself on already. Okay? Anything else? Take a breather. Last quarter moon in Cancer. All right. Very good. Huh. I really want to push on that so bad. You have no idea. Because I want to see how you take that leap. Seriously. You went from, okay, all right, we're going to make the consistency of connectivity here a thing. And we'll lock this down. I am Gemini, right? This is my lover. That's it. Done. Okay. And then you showed me some really tight spots in there. It is what it is. 4 of Cups and 9 of Wands and the 4 of Wands. So while you admit that it's a relationship that is very difficult, it's not easy. And then you're like, right, you make some progress and you're like, there's a whole future in there. I'm headed towards commitment, by the way. So I want to say bravo. Bravo. I really do want to say bravo. I do. But a big part of me wants to know how you did it. Okay? How you and your person did it. Because those are some tricky spots in there, my friend. G, O, V, X, and I. And then we have the butterfly, sign of transformation, time of Scorpio, which we are now in currently. You could have some very interesting Scorpio in your chart and obviously connected too. All right, Gemini, honey. I do hope this helped you. Cheeky. Don't get me wrong, you have that mentality. You do. I respect that so much. You have that mentality. You have the boss mentality. You have positive forward energy that you have gone out of your way to cultivate over a period of time and practice over and over again to be a leader, to demonstrate, but also keep your mind on the earthly matters of things, what actually matters, what the investment is all about. I respect that so much, and it served you so very well. You're a natural leader. And then over here, it get really private. It get really cozy between these two people. But man, there's some difficulty. But nevertheless, these two managed to rise above that, which is wonderful. So much so you like the direction. And then you start to project out, excuse me, that's my list. You start to project outwards into a future of solidity and commitment. So it's admirable. So, you, all right. You, very curious about you. I mean, I knew you were all this, but honey, who knew you were such a little Don Juan in there? I don't know how you got that one. It's great, though. Like, I have a plan. I always have a plan. All right, 12, 7, 4, and 19. Okay, those numbers, do with them as you wish. Sometimes I roll the dice. Sometimes they have meaning to you. They may not, okay? But hopefully it helps. All right, Gemini, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? Show me Libra, please. What's going on? Alrighty. 2 of Wands, the Hermit, Empress. Good job. You look great. The Chariot, 2 of Swords, the Lovers. Yeah, it's going around. It's kind of like well, and in this respect, how I've seen it, the Lovers is kind of showing up like the flu in tarot. It's just going around right now. Not necessarily a bad flu. It's just there. Yeah, Chariot, 2 of Swords, the Lovers. Oh, to move in that direction or not to move in that direction? Oh yes. Trust me, honey, you ain't the only one. Let's see. 9 of Cups. King of Pentacles. Oh, you look so happy. You look so content. Whatever it is you decide, I'm glad you decided. It looks good. I'm happy for you. Okay? 2 of Wands, the Hermit, Empress. Man, you look so deeply contemplative, thoughtful. Very grounded, though, with the Empress. Very productive you are. Very productive. Okay? Really strong grounding instincts. You're a quality producer. You bring a lot into the world. You have a steady path attached to you. You know this, the Hermit. You've contemplated it many times over. Your path has given you a lot of peace, a lot of reflection, a lot of things to think about, ponder over. And that's where I see you. Very comfortable you, very relaxed, very much in tune with who you are, thinking about something. Well, you look so at peace, calm, soothed. It's lovely. It suits you. No, that would suit anybody, but it's suiting you today. Chariot, Two of Swords, the Lovers. Oh, yeah. Yeah. A little bit of confusion there, Two of Swords. It can, wreak a lot of havoc, the Two of Swords, if we kind of stay in an undecided state. Okay. But for those who are willing to make decisions, Two of Wands, you get yourself unstuck. You figure out a direction. And let's be clear, I'm looking at a direction here, the Chariot, Two of Swords. This way or that way. One direction can lead you to the Lover's connection. Choosing it. Choosing to go there. Allowing yourself to go there. Is it for you, that strong connection? There's a power behind your heart that says, hell yeah, let's go. But your mind is like, should I though? And that's where the hesitation is coming from, the mind. The strength of your heart and your spirit there at the Chariot, well, it wants to go somewhere. Nine of Cups, King of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Whatever it is you choose, choose well for yourself. Understand what your wish fulfillment is. Okay, what would make you happy? Ace of Wands, it looks like you seek inspiration. You seek it in some way, you feel it, you find it, you're craving it. You have such a grounded energy within you. Okay, you might have a lot of earth in your chart. Regardless, you know what's best for you. Okay? Honor yourself, honor your wishes as best you can. Many of you seek the light, the inspiration, the passion, because something in you is resonating in that direction. Okay. All right, Nine of Cups, King of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Yeah, you look good there too. Two of Wands, the Hermit, the Empress. What's up? That's just over the next week or two. Yes. But we'll see. I ultimately don't know. The strong connections. Some people can make their way to them relatively easily, and other folks, time will tell. Two of Wands, the Hermit, the Empress. And like always, tarot does not dictate action. You do. Tarot is the proof of choice, not the absence of it. But I see that you are someone who prides themselves on decision-making, so I don't see you sitting in that undecided energy for too long. No, I don't. You're quite moved here. The Knights of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. You carry a lot of responsibility, I see that. And it's something you pride yourself on, let's be clear. Yes, are you often overworked? Absolutely. Are you often taxed physically? Absolutely. Is it your choice? Absolutely. You're saying this is your life as you understand it. You chose it. You cultivated everything that you have and that you do up until this point. You work hard. And you wouldn't have it any other way. Does it take its toll on you? Absolutely. Okay. Nonetheless, you carry everything you do with a certain sense of pride, dignity, and a plan. You always wanted to be that person of contribution. You always wanted to be that person who could provide your own personal sense of security. And Ten of Wands, you're like, it gets real sometimes. I got to carry a lot of weight, but I do it, and I do it to the best of my abilities. Like I said, this is on your path. You know this. You always wanted to be someone who worked hard or produced well. Well thought of as well. Of course, with the Empress there, empowerment, and the Hermit. You lived a very good, fruitful life. You are well thought of. You have a very steady countenance, very steady nature there. Okay. Okay, so I can see then that you make your, or rather I should say, you take your decision-making seriously. Try to keep it a day at a time. All right. Chariot, Two of Swords, the Lovers, yes. King of Pentacles. You really do have a lot of grounded energy within you. So if you have any heavy earth in your chart, particularly Taurus, Virgo. We also have a touch of Cancer here, Gemini, but that earth energy is really catching my attention. Knight of Swords. Oh, and the Tower. Okay. You're showing me fear, not absolutes. Okay. It's like if I go in that direction, it could blow up in my face. It's a fear. If I do go in that direction, I could be well pleased. That's a fear. What if it goes wrong? What if I'm wrong? What if that's the wrong direction? What if? It's a lot of fear. Like I said, it's not an absolute tower. It's not an absolute tower. It's, again, if I take action or investment in that direction, things could go wrong. That's true of anything. That's true of anything. I just see the kind of a movement within you to head in a particular direction, but you're not sure. And that's where the Two of Swords is coming from. It runs a little deep for you. If I go there, it could be for naught. It could be a bad call. Could be, yeah. That's what's holding you back. That Two of Swords is quite sizable for you. That's interesting. You're such a comfortable decision maker. But these are the known areas of your life. This represents unknown and a fear of particular consequences that seem to be quite high. That's that Two of Swords. So again, I'm seeing the theory of what could be a disaster. It could be bad, but you don't absolutely know. Two of Swords. It's interesting. What are you going to trust? Okay? That kind of part of your mind that's forcing you to look at this logically, but also from a space of fear, or your kind of more natural inclination as the Chariot. It's really going to come down to you. Nine of Cups, King of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. The Magician, Seven of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. The acknowledgement in you is that you want to lean into the positivity of possibility as opposed to negativity. It's kind of like, you know what? I know me. I'm so much bigger than these fears that I got knocking around in my head. You know yourself really well. You just do. You keep defaulting to your realistic, more earthy pentacle self. You're so experienced. You're so capable. If you want to do something, you'll do it. You got the goods. You know you do. I have never seen a more precarious Two of Swords in my life. I'm not a big fan of it, but I have to say yours was quite revealing today. That Two of Swords was really, from my point of view as a reader, is a little bit blown out of proportion here. If I take any action towards that, there could be dire consequences. Again, that's not an absolute tower. That's a tower of theory. It's a Two of Swords. It's all resting on this idea of I don't know. It's scary. Something about this connection that you find a little bit upper division, a little bit more on the upper consequences side of things. The what-if scenarios are quite large for you there. But that kind of makes sense if you're someone who has a very grounded, practical, productive way of life. This is coming across to you then as something that could be just very different, unknown, scary, challenging. And that's what a real lover's connection is. So it's the theory of it could be too challenging, too scary. Okay? But you don't know absolutely. I like how you literally convert your energy back into a positive state. It's like, you know what, Libra? There's nothing I can't do, and I know that. If I want to make something work, by God, I make it work. And yes, absolutely. It's like, you know what, screw this. I know what I want. The Magician, Seven of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. If these fears get in the way, that's down to me. You're absolutely right. I love that. I love how you're kind of, again, that grounded energy took over the whole dialogue, kicked the fears in the ass, said, get out of here. I trust me. This is what I want. That's what I trust. The Magician, Seven of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, and then boom, there's that experience that takes over. So it's like I am willing myself to put energy into this. I'm willing the universe to assist me to put energy into this, and it's positive, and I will keep it positive. And like I said, you know yourself best. You literally do. This is something you want. This is something that you want from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. It's just something that you want. So it's like, with all due respect to that potential fear, you do away with it. It just dispels like a bad myth. I love that. I love that. Look at you. Look at you. You know yourself so well. I see you triumphing. So that which is inspiring you, drawing you in, okay? You feel it within you too. And you want to access that. And I see you allowing it. I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying you're allowing it. You're allowing it to go through. You're allowing yourself to connect to it. I see you summoning the will of emotion and the work to put into it because it pleases you. Because it's correct. Okay? I think it's beautiful. Well done, you. Yeah? Well done, you. Yeah, and then we have some Capricorn energy here as well. First quarter moon in Capricorn, unleash your kindest self. I like that. Unleash your kindest self. Not just your practical self, okay? There's a lot of that here, but your kindest self. Be good to yourself. You resonate with this strongly, so I say go. That's me, though. That's my 2 cents. But yeah, like always, you know you got to do what's right for you. And I'm glad to see that you do exactly that. Be humble, first quarter moon in Leo. Be humble. A sense of gratitude here. Don't let anything run away with you. I don't know, for somebody who has as much experience as you do, life's going to have taught you a couple things. But there's something here about be humble. So it's hard for me to see how I don't know, perhaps the sensation of actually connecting to this further out, perhaps it just spikes your energy. But still, I still see you interacting with it in a grounded way. And it feels good. It feels very good. But something here about be humble. Yeah, something about that inspiration hits really hard, doesn't it? Anyway, some Leo there, some Capricorn, and then talk less, feel more. Last quarter moon in Pisces. Yeah, I see that kind of conflict there with your mind right around here. Okay. Well, 2 letters, X and Y. Somebody else got a very distinct Y. I can't remember who. I even said, is this going to be a yay or a nay type situation? And then it pulled a Y, and I thought that was hilarious. And there it is again, some Cappy. You want some really strong Capricorn in your chart. There it is. Keyword here is ambitious. You identify someone who is ambitious. I can see that in terms of your personal sense of security and how you view yourself in terms of production and how others perceive you. Yeah. You might have some very strong ambitions there. You might see that you know what? Going back to that kind of feeling of perhaps that this is a challenging connection, you might think it's too ambitious. This connection might be too ambitious for you. No, just because you haven't connected something like this before doesn't mean you're overreaching. You're being called to it for a reason. Anywho, you have the key, yes, as always. You got to remind people they got the key to locked doors or unlocked doors. You have the key, always. Okay, Libra honey, I hope this helped you. This was a great reading. Oh, I almost forgot. We're doing dice today. Numbers. Every now and again, I like to roll the dice. The numbers might have some relevancy. Perhaps not. It's up to you. 19, 4, 1, and 5. Okay. Yeah, Libra honey. Now, I hope it helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Taurus, please. What's going on? Page of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, the Lovers. You know, it's making the rounds today. Last check-in too, actually, was a point of conversation. Seven of Cups, King of Cups, Ace of Wands, yeah. King of Pentacles, you darling. Nine of Swords, the Hermit. Hey, you're working on it. Good. Good for you. I am just, you know what? I'm not going to lie. I am blown away with what people are doing here, particularly with these strong connections, which, yes, absolutely can provoke a lot of fear and a lot of anxieties, but also a lot of love too. And that's what I'm seeing here for you today. So this is great. Page of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. Yeah, that's your coin knocking around there. Page of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, the Lovers. There is a strong sense of, ow, breakage with my strong connection, my lover. You're aware of it. Okay. Page of Pentacles. You have that page here at your disposal. That suggests then, even though that there are what feels like defeating circumstances here, something here that's broken, it feels like perhaps an abandoned project. Page of Pentacles, nonetheless, the theory exists that something still could be put towards this with the Lovers there. We'll absolutely do a check on that. But yeah, it's a strong connection. Of course it is, honey. Seven of Cups, the King of Cups, Ace of Wands. Gosh, just a lot of love there. A lot of love. A source of inspiration, hope, passion, heat, but real water, okay, to say that, oh, it goes to deeper places, you know? It's beautiful. King of Pentacles, there you are. Nine of Swords, the Hermit. I like that. You have fears of the mind, Nine of Swords. They can be very provoking, okay? It can be very anxious in there sometimes, but literally the Hermit is there soothing that. That's wonderful. That is direct access to the healing element, even as your fears arise. I see the Hermit coming in, doing his job and saying, not so much. we don't need to be freaking out over this, Taurus. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's like, the idea is that you're too experienced, okay? You're too versed in life to allow yourself to just succumb to the Nine of Swords. Really, you are, okay? When you have anxious, the Taurus I'm looking at, when you have those kind of anxious knots in your mind, you know what to do. You counter them easily, firmly, gently, one by one. This is why this is not an issue. This is why this is not an issue. I can see why I'm a little freaked out by that, but it's still not an issue. Here's why. Beautiful. Well done. I like this. Okay. All right, let's see what happens, Captain. Page of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, the Lovers. I know. When I got to Gemini's reading, I'm like, I wonder if there'll be any Lovers energy left for Gemini. That is their power card. Yeah, no, they had one too. It's making the rounds, guys. What was I telling Libra? The Lovers is kind of showing up like the current flu. Everybody's getting it. But for the most part, very good ways. Page of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, the Lovers. Okay, what's going on? No, there's hurt here. I see that. There's pain. And there you are again, darling. King of Pentacles. The Four of Wands. Four of Pentacles. Well, you're showing me your protective side. So in case you don't know this about yourself or that Taurus energy, it's very protective. A lot like Leo. It's just in a different way. It's a little bit more on this is mine kind of thing. With Taurus, it's like, it's mine. You're a very territorial creature. You're fixed earth. So you show me protectiveness in a different way. And so does that freak me out at all? None whatsoever. None. Not at all. I know you. This is right up there with the Taurian profile. So while others might see it as, you being stubborn and clingy, it's how you show your protective feature. It's like, this is mine. That's why I carry it 24/7. It's mine. See all this? This is all. Don't touch it. Don't fucking touch it. It's mine. It's a little different for you. But that's it. That's all you're showing me. Four of Pentacles, Four of Wands, King of Pentacles. You actively hold on to this in spirit and in energy. That also means you hold on to the uncomfortable elements too, such as the break. So you're hyper aware of it. Five of Pentacles. You've thought about it many times. You know what it looks like. You know what it felt like. You know how it impacted you, which is good. That means you've thought about it, but you're also aware of the good stuff too. And that's also what you equally hold on to. You're protective as that as much as anything else. Okay. So once more, going back to this, I see you actively holding on to a relationship. That relationship has two people define it, and you've defined it in your own way. You say that's a strong connection, and it's mine. That's it. That's all you told me. But that also tells me, P.S., how important this is to you. It still is. Okay? And yeah, once more, I read what's here, not what isn't. You have the opportunity to invest in this again if you'd like. You know? You're holding on to it. So, you know how it is? I know I definitely told this to Capricorn once, and this was a long time ago, I think. The thing with the Four of Pentacles, I'm not going to give people too much shit about it so long as they do something with it. Okay. So let's say something breaks down, you put it in your garage. You're going to be that type of person that you actually get back to it. You actually fix it, or you hold on to it for 10 years and then maybe you try to hawk it off at your garage sale. So, are you that person? You know, say you put this metaphorically into the garage. Are you going to go out there and tinker with it and try to work on it, which you could do? Or is that going to be part of your next spring sale and let it go? Now you can sell it, you know what I mean. It's the metaphor. I mean, it's with you, honey. It really is with you. And it's with them too, of course. It's going to work both ways. Okay, let's take a look. Seven of Cups, King of Cups, the Ace of Wands. Goodness me. You might be, oh yeah. You might be double, triple Earth here. Lots of that in there for you today. Okay, including Virgo. Yes, your message has been blessed by Our Lady of Perpetual Long Hair. Yes, you got the leaf blower today, honey. Yeah. Good luck, it's windy. I mean, you know, I don't know. I guess you got to do what you're going to do. I don't know. Seven of Cups, King of Cups. I can't be laughing too hard. I did part one. I have nine mature trees on my property. I did part one, and now it's time for part two. So it's like, I get it, but also not on a windy day, though. Like, it's a little self-defeating. Am I wrong about that? Anyway, Seven of Cups, King of Cups, Ace of Wands. I'm just saying. Seven of Cups, King of Cups, Ace of Wands. What's up? Ten of Wands, I understand. Seven of Wands. Two of Cups. A hardship there. Hardship. It's not easy to open up to this. Nonetheless, I'm seeing it happening. Okay? It's not easy. You said in your own way this isn't easy, but I hold on to it. I have someone else here who's mixing up with you emotionally, saying it's not easy for me either. Ten of Wands, Seven of Wands. There's hardship in there, some blockage. More like defensiveness in this position. I'm saying the guarded qualities over the heart space. So, caution. It's hard, but nonetheless, Two of Cups. We would like to harmonize with you. Okay, if possible. And that's what I'm seeing here. This is the mixing of emotions. But it's coming from an open-hearted space. The Ace of Wands, it's there. The energy's there. It's interesting. I believe you're showing me your kind of standard earthian energy, and I'm seeing a lot of water element over here as well. So you kind of doing things your way, they kind of doing things their way. But for the most part, I see a very strong emotional exchange. But yeah, there's the admission here. It ain't easy. But let's try. And it's done so in an honest way. But yeah, there's some defensiveness there. Okay? All right, nonetheless, I see these two cups trying to measure up. All right? Yeah. Well, the thing with lovers, honey, it's very rarely a straight shot. If it's broken, that means it needs repairs if two people are inclined. One's from a very realistic point of view. One's from the emotional point of view. You know, as far as I can tell, you're both even. All right, King of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, the Hermit. Once more, I'm not saying you have to do anything. Tarot is the proof of choice, not the absence of it. Tarot does not dictate action. This is for the Taurus who needs it. King of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, the Hermit. Page of Swords, Page of Wands, Seven of Cups. Bingo, bango. Told you, it was more or less even. It's just you have your particular approach and feeling about this. Guess what? So do they. Takes two. You just have different approaches, that's all. Okay? But yeah, I got these pages, Seven of Cups. They're both trying to open up to each other. And it's still here. It's still active. So as you connect to this, the both of you connect to this, any worries that you have, they tend to get knocked down as you go. Well done. I like how you're not giving into the fears. No, and that's because there's a real emotional exchange here. You can see it for yourself. You can interact with it for yourself. It's nothing literally the two people here can't handle. And you find it very soothing overall, the Hermit. It's lending to your experience. And like I said, any fears that pop up or arise, you handle it sooner rather than later. It's very comforting to you. It's not by leaps and bounds. No, there was realistic damage here done. Therefore, it's going to take realistic effort. So we're going to start with the basics here. Just keeping the emotional prospects open, okay? And the willingness to cross over, communicate, and express oneself, okay? It's, like I said, not by leaps and bounds, but the energy potential for growth is there, okay? Yeah, you seem to be fine with that. Once more, kind of a non-rushed pace or attitude around you. I wouldn't expect anything less. It's like, it's okay. If it takes time, it takes time. Point is that you're seeing progress, and that's one of the things that kind of pushes back on those fears. Okay? That's the earth signs, so long as you see progress. Earth signs typically do okay. All right. Try to pop you out. Embrace the flow of life. Some of you might have a touch of Gemini in your chart, in which case check theirs out. Theirs was a bit cheeky. Oh, yes, indeed. Your power card did drop in just like such a bold way right there towards the end. They had heavy repairs on their connection too. It was a bit cheeky though. Because it had such a wild assumed ending. Even I'm like, Gemini, show me your math work. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had already had an answer without showing me their work. That bothers me. It's like, show me your math work. You remember that shit from school? Show me your work. How did you arrive to that conclusion? Yep. Anyway, if you have any Gemini on your chart, check theirs out. Yours is a lot more emphasis on the emotional exchange. Still. All right. Keep your heart open. Classic advice. Keep your heart open. First quarter moon in Libra. Keep your heart open. And so it is. Seven of Cups is here twice. Well done. The both of you. Okay? I feel like I'm saying that. I'm just get straight to the point. Well done, the both of you. I think I've said that like 5 times today. All right. L, J, N, F. We have the Pegasus, upright, excellent. Yes, we do have the wings to fly. Yeah, we have the ability to choose for ourselves, to take flight for ourselves. Well done. We have the crescent moon in the upright. So it could be by the light of the next crescent moon that's available. That's coming up shortly. And then we enter the phase of the new moon. But yeah, by the next crescent moon for some of you. Absolutely. And then owl in reverse for now. There's something here we could not see. Something here we could not see or we did not know. Perhaps that's changing. Okay. Well, let's get you some dice. Kind of went off grid there. 12, 11, 9, and 3. Okay. Taurus, honey, I hope this helped you. The dice, once more for your reference. Every now and again I use them. The numbers, sometimes they mean something to people. Okay. Anyway, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Virgo, what's up? What's going on? Show me Virgo, please. Okay. Three of Cups, King of Swords, Queen of Swords. Oh, okay. Devil, Two of Cups, the Hanged Man. Six of Wands, Two of Swords, Knight of Cups. Well, I'm glad we're working through that then. Your opening was straightforward. I actually have two people here of sound mind. King, Queen of Swords. Very sound mind there. I'm looking at two very logical people. They're thinking a very similar thought. Listening, perceiving each other, listening to each other and perceiving each other. Communicating well. 3 of Cups. There's connecting here, reconnecting. But there's an active exchange of points of view. Okay? So I got one person speaking their mind and the other person too. And they are giving each other their best focus. Learning. Lots of learning here. Active learning, active sharing, 3 of Cups. And we're taking this perspective kind of seriously, the both of you. It's interesting. Okay. Devil, 2 of Cups, the Hanged Man. Now, then we switch to the inside, the internal method. We're terrified here. We're absolutely scared about feelings. 2 of Cups, we're terrified, the Hanged Man. There's a big fear here in somebody. Terrified of the feelings. Specifically, afraid perhaps that they are not the same. 2 of Cups has a tendency to be uniform, or that's the idea. Do we feel more or less the same towards each other? The Hanged Man, we've had a lot of time to think about this and be kind of afraid of the subject. So someone here is very afraid that the feelings may not match. Interesting. 6 of Wands, 2 of Swords, Knight of Cups. Nevertheless, despite that fear and that confusion, we're going to press forward. I'm not saying you have to do anything. I'm saying you'd rather find out for yourself than give in to your fears. Okay? So good for you. I'm happy. I'm happy that you're happy. Because you are showing me elation, 6 of Wands, a sense of success. 2 of Swords, Knight of Cups. It's kind of like I'd rather find out I'd rather find out for myself than just assume the worst or keep assuming the worst or keep reflecting on the worst. The worst being from your point of view in this context. Yeah, good for you. No, I'm glad. I'm glad you didn't give in to that devil. The fear of finding out is often enough to keep people at bay, So good for you. I'm glad you didn't give in to it. 3 of Cups, King of Swords, Queen of Swords. It's impressive, though, that those two in the opening, they're determined to learn from each other, to listen to each other, and taking it very seriously. It's very respectful exchange. Focus. There's a determination here to understand each other. The bat is confirmation for some of you. Don't know why. Focusing on the bat in this card. Don't know why. Some of you, bat is confirmation. Okay. The moon. 10 of Wands. Man, 5 of Pentacles. This has been a very hard thing to bring forward on both sides. Wow. This dialogue seems to represent some of the deepest and darkest places between you two. There's so much withheld heaviness, unshared hurt with that 5 of Pentacles. There was a lid on this for a long time with the moon there. And here we have the revelations on both sides. An open exchange here, as far as I can tell, about the stuff that has been weighing on us the most and we shared the least. It's amazing. Wow. That is an open dialogue. We're actively learning, we're actively listening about the stuff that has weighed you down heavily, and them too. There's no judgment in here. It's just listening and learning. That's very impressive. That was a lot that was kept under the moon. A lot. There's so much in there. The heaviness of it all. And also, P.S., the responsibility to keep it locked up inside of ourselves. There's somebody here is expressing that. Perhaps you both are. I felt the need to keep all this to me, to myself, to me. And vice versa. All this is being shared over 3 cups. That's pretty damned impressive. That's a lot. Well, good for you both. It looks like we are very much clearing the air in a very powerful way. So good for you both. Gosh, that stuff was locked way down there, wasn't it? Okay. The Devil, Two of Cups, the Hanged Man. And yet we still have some more internal fears to contend with. The Devil, Two of Cups, the Hanged Man. Goodness. The Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, Judgment. Okay. So that's where that fear is coming from. It's kind of like, this is the time. This is the time. And maybe you're right. Judgment's there. This is the time to try to find space in each other's lives. So, okay, let's ease up on that pressure. I get that feeling. I know, like, when that call hits, okay, now's the time. You're not wrong. You are completely seeing this for what it is. Good for you. Very proud of you. I'm glad that you are making the most of this time and the most of this opportunity to do exactly that. And that starts with you two understanding each other in a very deep way. So I don't know who it is that you had such deeply withheld anger, frustration, and pain with, and hurt and disappointment. I don't know that it's necessarily a person of intimacy. You two are so focused on listening to each other. I really don't have a clue about the true nature of your two's connection. A little bit over here, yeah. But at the start, that could have been anything with anybody that you had some deep, unresolved, undiscussed things with, you know. And then over here, it's like you showed me the pressure, not the pressure, but the willingness, hopefully, to get this in your inner circle. Okay, so the inner circle, once more, loosely translated, is family and friends. That can also include things like spouses, kids, lovers, etc. The point is that they are actively in your life, they are actively participating, and they actively lend to this idea of love and support. Okay? And that means they have a place, they have a purpose. You both would. So here we have that Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, Judgment. This is my time to harmonize with this thing. With this person. And so you're showing me pressure. The Devil, Two of Cups, and the Hanged Man. That is not an absolute fear. In other words, it's not that I'm seeing it play out in reality. It's all happening on the inside. You very much want this to be uniform, to line up, to have meaning in your life. And it's like, this is my opportunity. And you're scared. You're scared because what if they don't feel the same way? What if you two can't find space in each other's lives? And that's all fear. That's all the devil talking. Okay? That's the devil talking, hardcore. Again, that's internal. Okay? I'm not saying it is a toxic connection. And I know that because if it's toxic, two people don't talk about things like this. They keep it all locked up and they never address anything real or substantial. They don't listen to each other. Okay? That's how I know. That is fear. I hope this fucking thing lines up. And I hope it lines up correctly. Because you see it as now. Now is your time. Okay. To find more space and meaning in your life with this one. Okay, you hope they feel the same way. I got you. Six of Wands, Two of Swords, Knight of Cups. And yeah, and because you don't know. You don't know. You're like, I got to find out. So you are showing me, in some way, success. Two of Swords, there's that fear, there's that hesitancy. Knight of Cups, nonetheless, we seem to be expressing ourselves. Ace of Swords, lots of truth. There's the Two of Cups again. Four of Wands, you got this. You got this. The both of you got this. Hell yeah. I'm so happy for you both. I'm very proud of you both. Once more, toxicity means patterns, which means they don't get addressed. The secrets stay secrets. The fears stay locked up inside. Okay? And then we take it out on ourselves and on our person. And thus we produce a repeating result. That's why it's toxic. It's not really designated to just one person. It bounces around back and forth between two people as a shared experience. If they're doing it, you're doing it too. And no one addresses it. This is not that. That is classically an internal fear kicking off inside of you. What if it doesn't mean the same thing to them? And then you do this beautiful thing, this brilliant thing. It's so simple. It's so classic. You say, fuck it. I'm going to find out. Because I refuse to get lost to the fear. I refuse. So good for you. Good for you. I am very, and then you're showing me success. So I know something's happening for you. I know something. And you're like, I'm gonna keep the feeling open. And you are. Ace of Swords, look at that. I'm gonna abide by the truth. Again, you two are exchanging truths in a very straightforward, very honest way. Love this. And we're like, you know what? I'm gonna abide by the truth. This is what they told me. This is what I understand to be true. This is what I'm experiencing. This is what I shared with him. Trust. Trust. Right? Ace of Swords, Two of Cups, Four of Wands. This is a relationship in some way that is moving forward under an emotional premise and a very honest one. So while it's still in the process of being defined, ultimately, I can already see the good work has been done in terms of defining one's truth and trust and emotional consistency, which is what you wanted back here and you were afraid it may not happen, is happening. Good job. The both of you. Very proud of you, though. Proud of you. I like how you said, this is what we exchanged back here. And that's what I need to keep in mind. That's the truth. Okay? That's what a hard truth looks like. Look at that. Look at how much shit had to get dredged up out of the ocean. Okay? For the both of you. And then you have that hard truth now that is born from that dialogue. It's amazing. That's absolutely amazing, guys. That's beautiful. That's classic tarot. Two of Cups, Four of Wands. Yeah, it's shaping up very well. I'm very happy for you. And that was your fear. I don't know if they're going to feel the same. I don't know if they're going to want to do the same or have the same goal as me. It's there. So you keep at it, the both of you. Crazy kids. Last quarter moon in Scorpio. Reveal what needs to be seen. So happening here in Scorpio season, perhaps literally in the last quarter moon, which we are about to enter right there. Okay? And that's exactly what you two are doing, revealing what needs to be seen. Yeah, so we don't give in to any more of the toxicity and the fears and the poor thinking. And then you automatically default to the truth. When you get shaky, you default to the truth, which is that dialogue here at the opening. You know what the truth is now. Okay? Love it. Love it. Some of you have some very strong Scorpio in your chart. Could be connecting too. And like I said, this season. We have U-T. We have palm hand. Sign of Taurus. Dragon, sign of Aries. Double Aries here. Two Aries medallions. Taurus, and then the Ten of Pentacles, more of the earth energy. So you might have any of these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to, and the season might be important to you. Then we have the Ten of Pentacles, the Tree of Life. You do believe in stability. You believe in the strength of your roots and the strength of your branches. Okay? They both serve a purpose. You believe in continuity, strength, and what you're connected to and why. You believe in all those things. That also suggests that perhaps you both share underlying principles or a shared community about those very things. Being of service, producing. Okay? Okay. Like I said, U and T. Okay. Of course, because I live in Central Texas, UT is such a common abbreviation here. There's some of you that I was like, but no, surely that. But just in case, because I saw the UT tower just jump into my brain. You know, if some of you are familiar with UT, you went to UT. I don't know. Very central part of that community. It is a community in and of itself. Oh, absolutely. It is its own city in a city. It's just anyway. It's something there about tied to the community. I don't know. Maybe your local university. Who knows? The University of Tennessee. It doesn't have to be Texas. Anyway, whatever, man. I don't know. It just jumped into my mind and I report it. Okay. Virgo, honey, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Capricorn, please. Yeah. What's up? Queen of Swords, Temperance, Five of Wands. Oh, good. Level heads will prevail, yeah? Nine of Swords, the Tower, Six of Swords. I cannot disagree with that. Like, okay. Queen of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and the Ten of Wands. Yeah, it's okay. Recovery. I understand. I like your opening. You're looking at something very logically. It's like I said, calmer heads will prevail, cooler heads will prevail. Queen of Swords, Temperance, Five of Wands. You are looking at what looks like a very stretched out argument, a very stretched out fight, prolonged argument that doesn't seem to go away, and you're looking at it crystal clear. Because you've thought about that Five of Wands many times, that argument, that fight, that disagreement. You've thought about it many times, and it's like Temperance. Cooling off, stepping back, seeing it for what it is, understanding when and where and how you might have participated in it, and the results it might have led to, which apparently is bupkis, because it keeps happening. Anyway, many times, that argument, that Five of Wands. So again, calmly and coolly looking at it from a temperate point of view. How long has this been going on? Again, what has my role been? How have I contributed to that argument? Has it gotten any better, realistically? Okay. Nine of Swords, the Tower, Six of Swords. You're like, well, this is ridiculous. It's out of my hands. Nine of Swords, the Tower. It's out of my hands. Me worrying about it, fussing over it, trying to solve it. It's out of my hands. Six of Swords. I've got other things to do, and you do. I like that. It's a very simple conclusion. It's like me worrying over this or contributing to it isn't going to solve anything. You're not wrong. Not in this context. Nine of Swords, the Tower. It's like, what can I do? You know? Me worrying about this to death isn't going to solve it. Me trying to participate in this argument isn't going to make anything better. Maybe I should just leave it the hell alone. Six of Swords. Yeah, I think there's something to that. Queen of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Ten of Wands. I'm a little concerned for you right there, because this has taken a bit of a toll on you. And it looks like it's time for you to, absolutely back off and recharge yourself. Pay attention to you. It looks like you might have neglected yourself a little bit. Page of Swords there. You haven't given much thought to yourself in a while. Your own sense of well-being. Really taking care of yourself. I'm talking more than having a couple of spa days, honey. You really taking care of yourself. Ten of Wands. This whole thing has been an ordeal that has exhausted you for a while. Now, you immediately jumped into looking at this from a cooler, logical space. Good. So I don't know what prompted that. I'm just glad it happened. Okay? Because it allowed you to arrive to the correct conclusion. This is out of my hands. And me trying to participate, worry about it, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't prevent this any more from happening. Can't fix it either by worrying about it. There's this false idea with the Tower that this was within your control. It's not within your control, apparently. And I know that's not easy for you to hear. But it's true. This one really is out of your hands, so let it go. Honestly, let it go. Six of Swords, get out of there. It's nice, calm action. But honey, let me tell you, when you leave this alone, it's going to catch up to you all at once how tired you are. Okay, so I'm a little worried for you. You've neglected yourself a little bit. So I want you to mind you. Okay, get back in tune with your own sense of self-worth, because whatever this is, it took a toll on you. It really did. Queen of Swords, Temperance, Five of Wands. I'll get to you. You just chill out. All right. Queen of Swords, Temperance, Five of Wands. Yeah, there twice. Justice. Four of Wands. Something to do with a relationship here, most likely on the legal side, technical side, so it could be partnership in business as well. But FYI, Justice is here with the Four of Wands. So yeah, that's kind of a... Yeah, that's a technical / legal situation, okay, that you feel honor bound to in some way. Queen of Swords is here twice. You might have some strong Libra in your chart there. Don't have to. You've really tried to balance this thing, this relationship, this one that you feel bound to, bare minimum, technically, legally. You've done your level best to honor the contract of this thing, to make make good decisions towards it, be an active participant in it. You always try to keep a long-term point of view on this connection, what it is that you owe it, as you understand it, because there is a sense of balance here, once more, but it takes two to weigh in on those scales. Okay. But I can honestly say you've done your level best to honor the contract here with a sense of dignity and temperance, making yourself available to give this situation, this connection, what it needs, this contract, what it needs. And yet, it does not seem to soothe. It does not seem to be appeased. The fight is constant. The arguing is constant. It may not just be two voices. I honestly don't know. Okay. And it's like no matter what you do, you receive pushback. You cannot soothe it. You cannot get it to calm down, or even if you do, it seems like it's temporary, right? And then there's a flare that pops up again. You're looking at this very coolly, very detached. I want to know where your emotions are on this one. But I can say this, you have done your best to honor the contract as you understand it, okay? Yeah, but it feels like it's out of your hands now. Nine of Swords. Again, fussing over this, worrying over this, freaking out over it. It doesn't seem to be for you to say, except perhaps it's time to back off. Six of Swords. Nine of Swords, the Tower. Six of Swords. Chariot, Queen of Wands, Two of Swords. I know that you're uncertain, but the idea of moving forward gives you a confidence boost that you probably haven't felt in a long time. You don't have any absolutes. You admit you could be wrong, right? But you also admit you could be wrong by choosing to stay and continue to fight with this. You wonder if you have the nerve. You do. But how it actually translates in reality is not about how much nerve you had or how angry you can be or how motivated you can be. It's just a kind of simple admission of Six of Swords. Calmly, effectively, smoothly get space between you and this. Okay? Yeah, but you wonder if you can get the nerve. Yeah, you have the nerve. You do. But again, it's not really about nerve. At some point, you're just trying to acknowledge the right thing for you to do for yourself at this point. Okay. All right, Queen of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Ten of Wands. Like I said, I'm concerned about you. There's a heavy sense of neglect here, and you haven't really thought about it. Like I said, when you get space, be it long-term space or short-term space from this, or it's a permanent leave, it's going to catch up to you all at once how heavy you have been feeling. Okay? How weighed down. How out of touch with yourself specifically you are. Queen of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Ten of Wands. Judgment. Eight of Wands. Queen of Cups. When the time is right, you'll talk, I believe. When the time is right, perhaps they'll talk more effectively to you from the heart. Judgment. Eight of Wands, Queen of Cups. You can kind of feel that already. When the time is right, you will talk or communicate with this again. Until then, you need to see to your own needs. You need to rest up and look to thyself. Okay? But judgment, eventually, in this context, eventually, the dialogue might open up again between you and this person or the situation from a more loving space, because I called that right away. I gave you full credit for looking at this intellectually. What is it I owe this? What is my part? What is my role? And you've always tried to meet that or balance this. But I was very curious. You're showing me a lot of intellectual cover-up and technical and legal cover-up about obligation, what you owe this. Look at it from a cooler perspective. Don't get involved in the frustration, anger, or drama. Okay. But I was immediately suspicious because I didn't see your feeling. So that's either how burnt out you are and you don't even know it yet, or that's how little you're feeling towards this. Okay? At least for now. But when we have a fuller heart and we can talk to this from a softer space, you will. Okay? So I don't know who or what is in there with you. I saw a contractual relationship or a contractual business partner, something like that. That you did your level best to meet for the terms and conditions that you understand every day. But I was like, where's your feeling then? Where's your feeling? Most of your feeling was wrapped up in this idea of nerve of moving forward, and you didn't know if you could. It had nothing to do with nerve, honey. Just allowing yourself mentally to say, I gotta go. You don't have to be angry when you get that space. You don't have to have all this motivation and be all fired up. I don't think you have the energy for that. I really don't. It's just a kind of mental acknowledgement. I need some space here that's calm, smooth. Okay. But yeah, when the time is right, dialogue will resume with this. The result of that, I don't know. That's a different reading for a different day. Okay. But for now, I'm advocating that yes, you get space from this, and that you need to acknowledge your own energy, where you are physically. Okay? Physical self, your energetic self. Okay? I need you to get back in tune with that. It looks neglected. Okay? Clear your mind, last quarter moon in Gemini. Like I said, it has more to do with a mental sort of soft, simple resignation, as opposed to how much can you work yourself up before you leave. No. No. Clear your mind. Simply, it is something that you need to do for yourself. Okay? And some of you might have some very strong Gemini on your chart. Could be connecting to. Seasons might be important to you. Release control. I know. You cannot control the situation. I know. Release control. And that was your tower. As far as towers go, that ain't bad. You participating in this, fussing, fighting over it, being anxious over it, has not helped the situation. It's out of your control. Okay? So realize that. You'll make your life easier. First quarter moon in Taurus, release control, be humble. First quarter moon in Leo. Yeah, see, it's not about that energy of roaring like a lion on the way out. No. Just quiet. Forgive, full moon in Pisces. That's a personal choice. First quarter moon in Gemini, speak your world into being. Okay? Once more, you could have any of these placements in your chart. Could be connecting to the seasons might be important to you. I didn't mean to draw that many, but those are what fill up. Okay. Oh. RYWV. We have the medallion of Virgo. Very practical. And then the lotus flower of Scorpio. So you might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to the season might be important to you. And then we have the chakra that's in alignment, but it's in reverse. Currently you're not in alignment, but you know you should be. Okay? You know you should be. Get yourself back into alignment, honey. And then that, whatever that is, that conversation, that can wait for another day. Okay? When you're more capable of speaking from the heart and receiving communication from the heart too. Okay? And whatever's on the other side of that, same. Okay? All right, Capricorn, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, what's up? What's going on? Show me Scorpio, please. Your message is also being blessed by Our Lady of Perpetual Lawn Care, but today it's the leaf blower, as I was telling Taurus. Can you hear it? Don't quite understand. It's a windy day. But there you go. You know, it's just part of my local neighborhood shenanigans. That's all. What's going on? Ace of Cups. Six of Wands. King of Cups. Wow. Nice. Three of Pentacles. Justice. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Knight of Wands. Seven of Pentacles. Temperance. Yeah, you seem to be all for it. That's cool. I like the steadiness of your energy. It suggests, yeah, it's cool. You really are showing me it's cool. I love that. It's very calm. It's very chill. And then your opening is kind of like that way too. It's like, oh no, I'm at peace. You're very zen right now. You're very zen. You're very zen. I like that. Your heart space is so full. It's at peace. You're relaxed, easygoing. It just, and the Ace of Cups is here. Your beautiful heart is full. You're feeling yourself. You're at peace. Six of Wands, there's a sense of glow in you, confidence, triumph. Perhaps it's just feeling good. Who knows? Who knows? Personal successes, professional successes, or frankly, again, you're just feeling good. There's a sense of, I've achieved something here. I feel accomplished. I'm rested. I'm relaxed. Something like that. It's great. You look great. I love this. Three of Pentacles, Justice, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So again, this is not going to freak you out at all. Something is coming back around. It's time. It's due. It's just supposed to be. The Wheel of Fortune. Something in the past you've experienced before is coming back. It's not necessarily perhaps a karmic situation. It's just, okay, here's the result of that thing. It's coming back to conclude, finish, or do something. But justice is here. So even though it may... It's hard for me to say that it's... Let's just put it this way. It's correctness. It's correctness. It's correct. That's all I can tell you is that it's correct. Three of Pentacles. Something comes back through, supposed to. It's right on time. And it suggests friendship, cooperation, effort, collaborative effort, partnership, or just working on something. Full stop. Three of Pentacles. And this is supposed to come through. Okay? It's time, it's just right, or whatever this is, if it wasn't balanced in the past, it can be balanced now. Okay? So, let's see. I'm curious. Knight of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Temperance. Again, you're saying, I'm cool. You're very cool with it. Very chill. Knight of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Temperance. You're like, yeah, this could be fun. That's all you're showing me. You're also saying, deliberately, you are saying to me, no rush. Okay? So Seven of Pentacles, it's not stagnation in this. It is absolutely no rush. Let's just take it from here. Let's get on that path. Let's get reacquainted with those roots. Let's see what we can grow. But no rush. You just feel good about it. Knight of Wands. Okay? You feel very comfortable saying yes to this. It causes you no conflict. It's just this feeling of, it's cool. You're happy to do it. You're happy to be there. Yeah, you look excited actually a little bit, but nothing crazy. Yeah, we can grow this thing. It's easy. Easy, but take our time with it. No rush. Ace of Cups, Six of Wands, King of Cups. I keep hesitating on that word. It's not karmic, but it is feeling extremely balanced. Showing me it's time. It's just about time. It's just about time for this. It's right on time. Anyway, Ace of Cups, Six of Wands. All right, what's going on here? Knights of Swords, Page of Swords. Knight of Wands, a couple of knights here. Page of Swords, entry. Sooner rather than later. So you're already kind of showing me the Knight of Wands here. I'm not surprised. I think it's one of our deacons, if you want to go that far down into Tarotville. Okay. So naturally passionate. Okay, the only water sign that by all rights looks and acts like a fire sign. But okay. Naturally passionate. Yeah. Gosh, something came through. And you're like, hell yeah. Page of Swords, Knight of Swords. Yeah, I actually see that coming towards you. Your response is Knight of Wands. Automatically, you're like, hell yeah, positivity, enthusiasm. What's up? Again, you're so chill. You are so chill. You are in the chill zone, my friend. You are so super zen. Nothing's going to ruffle your feathers. No, you're showing me open-heartedness. It's just, my heart's full. I feel good. I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. I don't know if I'm looking good, but you know what I mean. That sense of confidence is there. You're like, yeah, whatever, man. Right now, you are yes man. You are yes woman. So whatever this is coming through right at the right time. But no, you look so relaxed. Look at that. Your heart's full. It's open, it's soft, it's receptive, and it's very knowing of itself. So you're in a really good mood. But more than that, I think that's who you are, or who you tend to be more often than not. But yeah, Knight of Swords, Page of Swords, Knight of Wands. I see you greeting someone else's message, communication, or action with enthusiasm. You know, positivity, joy. All right, Three of Pentacles, Justice, the Wheel of Fortune. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it makes you smile. All right. Three of Pentacles, Justice, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So there's the initial line of contact, action, or communication. Once more, the sword has the implication of all three. Thought, communication, action. Okay. And then, okay, all right. Hermit, Four of Wands, Four of Cups. Okay, and now we have the invitation to possibly put some effort into some sort of constructive relationship. So it's a bit tricky that, but you would know best what it is. And I say it's tricky because Three of Pentacles and Four of Wands, when they get near each other like that, it always makes me a little nervous. But it really comes down to the context of the situation. If this is a relationship where two people defined it as friendship first and they're emphasizing the core of that structure, then it makes perfect sense. Peace be with you both. It's just been a while, right? Wheel of Fortune and then Justice. Whatever this core friendship is, it's the opportunity to balance. Okay, it kind of left on an unhappy note for you and for them. Four of Cups, Four of Wands, that's the equal distribution of energies. Also possibly mirroring, but I don't want to go down that rabbit hole either. It either is or it isn't. So the Hermit here is the opportunity to heal this in a very constructive way. And you're showing me you got the goods to do this, you know. You're a thoughtful person. You appreciate your own pathway. You know what your skills are. You know, this is either something you can do or you don't want to do. And you know that about yourself. And for the most part, I see you saying yes. I see you choosing to participate. It won't be a fast thing. It's not going to like receive 100% of your thought and feeling like all the time. But it is something that's showing up as important to you. And yeah, you are actively thinking about participating. Now, if it's one of those more trickier relationships where it's easier to kind of get reestablished as friends, okay, that's still your call. Now, if this is one of those, it's a relationship, but we had problems or issues around this idea of calling each other friends, but we were more than friends, well, that's when it gets into tricky territory. And in which case, work on this if you choose to, because it feels right to you, not because you expect anything from it. If there's more to be had from that later, then there's more to be had from that later. Okay, so I would just say keep your expectations in check or managed. And you don't seem to have an issue with that. You authentically seem to be interested in approaching this thing with repairs as friendships, or I'm sorry, as friends first, or friends as the core concept here. Okay? But yeah, like I said, for the both of you, there was a sour note when you two last left it. Okay? They're both unhappy by the outcome of this thing. And you actually have that in common. So it wasn't just one person. Both people were affected, and it looks like it's been a while. But this is coming back around because now is the opportunity to build into it. Okay? As friends. Or, again, the cooperative effort, shared interest, mutual interest. Okay? Emphasizing the fundamentals or basics first. Yeah? But yeah, it looks like a good opportunity. It's peaceful. It's nothing you can't handle. And, you know, maybe there's just a really good friend in there. All right? Okay, Knight of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, and Temperance. If it goes down another road, that's another reading for another day. That's all I'm saying. Knight of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Temperance. But you're like, nah, that's awesome. Knight of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Temperance. You're so enthusiastic, you're very positive. You know, it's also steadiness, not rushing anything. It's like, hey, you know, if it works out, it works out. If we get reestablished on the path, great. You know? Two of Wands. Page of Wands. King of Wands. Yeah. It's being returned to. A lot of fire there, right? Towards it doesn't have to be a fire sign, but the enthusiasm seems to be shared between these two. You really are keeping it in the immediate here and now, keeping it present focused with the idea of repairing the friendship. Okay? But there is wand, immediate. All of it's positive. So yeah, definitely resonating over the next week or two. And you're very prepared to connect to this over long-term value. No rush on it. But keep the conversation in the here and now. Keep it easy. Keep it functioning. Keep it going. Two of Wands, Page of Wands, King of Wands. Someone here is really determined to show you that kind of forward self. Confident self. Positivity. It's like they really want you to see the light in them, I think. Okay, so it's looking like they're trying to match you. You're showing positivity, so are they. Don't get me wrong, it starts out very perfunctory. Hey, it just almost comes in as a very rushed check-in. And then they kind of see your relaxed energy, and that kind of seems to take over. You're cool. You're cool with it. Whatever this is, you're cool with it. Okay? But yeah. I like it. I really don't have too much else, and that's okay. They don't always have to be these elaborate, over-the-top readings. Honestly, for us, I really would, as a kind of Scorpio goal, I would like to see us more in the here and now anyway. Because honestly, the Scorpio collective, you know how we are. Sometimes we can get a little too friendly with the past, a little bit too on the upset side in terms of unresolved, complicated issues. And sometimes it's nice to see us a little bit more, this is me, this is who I am, I'm open, I'm relaxed, I'm down, no problem. I would like to see more of that from us. I really would. So it's actually kind of nice to capture that a little bit today. What I really like is that your enthusiasm is here, your intensity is still here, but it's being kept in the present. Goodwill, good intent, good energy. Okay, outward facing Scorpio. You're very relaxed. You have a contemplative side, deeply contemplative. You showed me Temperance, you showed me Hermit. Okay. But you also, it's like, remember to live in the moment, you know? And I love that so much. I'm happy to see that. Whatever this is, you don't seem to bear any ill will. New Moon in Sagittarius. Yeah, I know, that's exactly what you do. So you have some Sag in your chart, don't you? Because I would say this is very indicative to Sagittarius. And you have, like me, yeah, I have prominent fire in my chart, Aries and Sag specifically. So yeah, as I say, that's you. You are focusing on the positive. You really are. New Moon in Sagittarius. Some of you might have some very strong Sag in your chart. I'll be darned. And then also, P.S., we're getting closer and closer to Sagittarius season. Now, yeah, I actually see this coming through sooner rather than later. But you always, this Scorpio I'm looking at, it's one of your imperatives to aim to positivity, aim higher, you know? Not look backwards, but stay right here in the present, and then perhaps look outwards, but always face forward, not eyes in the back, you know? I like that so much for you. This makes me so happy. The good news is that you are still you. Look at that. This is our court card. Our official court card is the King of Cups, and then that's our master symbols. You are still so you. You are very in touch with your water. You are very much in touch with your natural state of grace energy right here. You're very intuitive. very open-hearted, very, like I said, very water, very comfortable with your water. I love that for you. I do. But you're also in touch with that positivity and that lovely light fire that moves you forward. I love it. I love this. I do. So good luck to you and your friend here. The focus is on core friendship, cooperation, getting along, finding common shared ground and interest again. And then I see that they match their energy. I do. That positivity, that lightness. We have K, G, F, Q, I. We have the medallion of Leo. Yeah, some of you might have some Leo energy in there, also possibly connecting to. Doesn't have to be. Keyword here is generous. Very generous you are, or they are, perhaps. But yeah. And then we have the dove. I know. That's what I rewind it. Yes, absolutely. I called it. It's very positive. Okay, nailed it. And then dove, sign of peace. I said many times in the opening, you look so at peace. Calm, peace, at happy. Just a happy Scorpio. I love it. I love what you're showing me today. Don't get me wrong. We'll get back to the heavy, birding connection stuff that we are so famous for because we're deep and we're mysterious and we take our shit to a deep place. You wouldn't understand. You wouldn't understand. You wouldn't understand, bro. You wouldn't understand. I know. We'll get back to that. That's classic Scorpio too. But it's nice to see this side of you. It really is. Okay? All right. Honey, I hope this helped you. Once more, happy birthday. Yes, we're doing dice this round. I almost forgot. Okay. 7, 5, 2, and 2. Okay? Do with those numbers what you will, or as you like, if it means anything to you at all. All right? I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Pisces, please. What's going on for Pisces? Okay. 4 swords, Knight of Cups, Page of Wands. Okay. All right, good job taking care of your heart. That's your official court card there with the Knight of Cups. All right, 6 of Pentacles, King of Cups, Knight of Wands. Yeah, it's not without rhyme or reason. The Empress, Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Well done, well done, well done, well done. Very good. Well done. Okay. 4 swords, Knight of Cups, Page of Wands. You've been resting your heart space, and you've done a good job. 4 swords. You've had a lot to think about. It looks like recently. Reflect on. Okay. And it was done so in a very calm, peaceful way. I don't see that as an outstanding 4 swords. It looks pretty recent, actually. And not that it's a major point. It's just it's coming across to me that something recently allowed you to reflect in a quiet, calm, perhaps deep way about your heart space, your feelings. And it gave you just enough to soften up in there. So I don't know what it is that you had to think about. But you did some good work in there. And I say that because you look relaxed. So relaxed that Page of Wands. You're feeling that maybe you might open up a little bit. Yeah. I see why. 6 of Pentacles, King of Cups, Knight of Wands. Someone has their own knight. And they're willing to meet you halfway. King of Cups here. Could be connected to fellow water sign. It's just I see the opening in a big way, a phenomenal way, in a gentle way, and an experienced way that says, I want to be here. I feel good about that. That's good. We want that. We want people to say, I feel good about being here. So I choose to. And I mean here, as in 6 of Pentacles. It shows up in reality as 3D. Okay? A good bounce back and forth, but because the emotional construct is in place, that suggests it feels good to do so. Okay, so I see 2 people approach the same balance and contributing to it in some way. Yay! The Empress, 8 of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. My. Very productive here. Very, very, very productive. Oh my. Lots of quality in there. Lots of sense of self-worth. High levels of production attached to these 2. Wow, it's quite the team. It's quite the teamship. It's quite the partnership there. Is that what I'm looking at? Goodness me. Or that could be another segment to your story where work might be going phenomenally well between you and a business associate. It's hard to tell. All right, let's get started. Four Swords, Knight of Cups, Page of Wands. I'm hungry. It's almost my lunchtime. Oh my goodness. But I'm also thinking, should I make my sesame chicken tonight? I'm leaning towards yes. Or I make a good sesame chicken. I don't mean to brag, but yes, I do. It's good. It's freaking delicious. I mean, yes, you can order out, but why do that when you can make your own? I don't know. That's just me, though. Four Swords, Knight of Cups, Page of Wands. Good thing I never learned to make enchiladas, right? Because then I wouldn't have any. I wouldn't have an excuse to go out. No, I'm kidding. I know how to make that, but honestly, when it comes to like enchiladas, I'd rather go out. I just want somebody else to make it so I can enjoy it. Yum yum yum. Four Swords, Knight of Cups, Page of Wands. Anyway, sorry, talking about food. I apologize. I'm just hungry. All right, what's going on? Ooh, Ace of Cups, yeah. Judgment, yeah. Oh, yeah. Page of Wands. You went into this space of reflection at the right time. I'll tell you what, at the right time. I'm telling you, I'm looking at you. You had some recent influence, didn't you? Just the right amount of influence that gave you something to work with. Four Swords is still mind activity. It's just we have been given something that suggests trigger that space, okay, of quiet, calm reflection and healing. So that often means we learned something outside influence and it affected us, and we go within and go quiet, or there's perhaps an internal light switch that went off for you. I said, "Let me rest, please. I need to work through something." So whatever the source was, I say that it happened relatively recently, and it was just right. Ace of Cups, so soothing. Put your heart at so much peace. Really flowing in the cup there, like you are in your feels, but in a beautiful way. You're releasing so much water right now. It's gorgeous. Judgment, Page of Wands. Yeah, it was just the insight you needed. And it happened recently. That is recent insight. Page of Wands and Judgment. That was very recent. Very, very recent. But it relaxed your heart considerably. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It released your waters. And put your heart at rest in some way. Otherwise, you couldn't be so relaxed. So I don't know what that is, but it was the insight you needed at just the right time. Okay? Excellent. Well done. I'm glad that you were receptive to that message. I am. Whatever it was. In Judgment, let's be clear, that was a message that hit you right in the heart, but in all the good ways. It's what you needed. It's what you needed to remind yourself to love yourself, that you have feelings, that they go to deep places, and you needed the quiet and calm to hear it. Yeah, but something here affected you deeply, but it looks like it was wrapped up in such a simple way. Huh. If you know what that was, if you resonate with this at all, please feel free to share. I'd love to know. Six of Pentacles, King of Cups, Knight of Wands. Okay. Wheel of Fortune, King of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Yeah, you want to connect to. It's been a while though, Wheel of Fortune. Time has passed, but it's catching up to you in a way that looks really, really good. So whatever this is, you're now in this space comfortably to connect to this and feel it and feel confident by it. Emotional confidence here. Whatever this is, was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It almost like it puts you at peace. All right, it's like you took one of the world's best nap, and now you're ready. But then over here, I see it's time. King of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. So I have two kings here connecting. So that means they're both of equal measure importance, or in that sense of development. Okay. But yeah, it's been a while, but we're ready. We're ready to connect to this. We want to. So I have someone meeting you. It's pretty much equal. enthusiasm for enthusiasm, energy for energy, positivity for positivity. Someone has a more watery approach. The other person has a more pentacle, earthy approach. Okay? Now, other than that, it's even Stevens. It looks great. Go. I hope you get from that whatever it is you need or are looking for. It's time. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. I have no notes. I have no notes on that. It looks wonderful and balanced. Okay? And like I said, heavy emphasis on the 3D here. Okay. The Empress, Eight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Now, is this the same story and it progresses into something extremely productive, or is this another subject altogether? Because I have to tell you, it looks like a very strong business partnership. Okay. But I did see you balance with this person pretty flawlessly. However, it's more from an emotional point of view. Okay. Let's take a look. The Empress, Eight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. No? Okay. King of Swords. Okay. There's your Knight again. Knight of Cups. Oh, Four of Wands. Oh, wow. Oh, boy. Did that progress or what? Yeah, I mean, I say that you two balance quite well. In reality, it just... Whew, it's so fluid. It's so straightforward. It's so wonderful. It's energy for energy. It's concept for concept. It's mutual respect and a strong sense of you two know what you're doing when you're connecting. It feels right on both sides. Okay, and it's just time. Wheel of Fortune, it's time. So, and the only reason you know it's time is because of this piece back here. Because you can feel it for yourself. So that's wonderful. I don't have the finer points about who does what or how it gets initiated. Or, honey, you could run into this person on the street for all I know. I just know that when it takes, it takes. So, and then it kind of it blossoms fairly quickly. That's what's frustrating to me is that King of Swords, Knight of Cups, Four of Wands. I want to see more about how that happens, the conditions of time, because you're making it look so simple. It turns into what looks like a highly productive partnership in some way. King of Swords, Knight of Cups, Four of Wands, and you couldn't be happier about it, honestly. You're like, this is what I'm talking about. It is highly productive. It really is. You're two knowing each other. You make things happen, but you're still showing me the context of a relationship. Four of Wands, Knight of Cups, and again, that is your personal Knight card. You show up to this with a very strong mind and focus of love and idealism and making it all work, and it's returned to you. It's lovely. It's very grounded. It's very productive. Okay. Very fulfilling. You're not really showing me with this context. At first it's like, okay, maybe it's partnership in the business realm, but you're also showing me teammate, which is excellent. Common cause, common goals, shared interests at the highest levels. Highly productive. Okay. It could still be business partnership, and that's how you see it, and you love it. But honestly, I see it as the natural growth from what started here. Advances. Again, this is where I really want people to show me their math homework. This is one of the biggest issues I have with check-ins or abbreviated tarot, and why I've always kind of preferred in-depths is because I really want to get in there and see how we did this, right? I want people to demonstrate their homework, to put out the math for me. Okay, I want to see how we got there. I want to see the process. I want to see the time it took. But you're making it look so flawless, so easy, and maybe it is. Who knows? I accidentally rolled that. We'll get to that, but that was a 1. All right. What tried to pop out there? Attend to the details. Last quarter moon in Virgo. Okay, but it wasn't a full flip out, so. Embrace the flow of life. Full moon in Gemini. Everybody's getting, well, not everybody, but several folks have. And also, if you have any Gemini on your chart, I absolutely told them, show me your homework. Because, oh my goodness, they made leaps and bounds too. And I was like, show me your homework. How'd you get there? But yeah, that's honestly, in-depths have a huge advantage for that reason, is that I can kind of see the finer details. And new moon in Gemini, think it through. You might have some very strong Gemini in your chart, in which case check theirs out. And reflect on your priorities last quarter moon in Aquarius. Okay? Yeah, I see that. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot in there, guys. Let's go. I mean, reflect on your priorities. And you kind of showed me out here. Yeah. Yeah, that's increasingly important to you. Okay? Okay. We have S, A, and we have the little medallion. Again, perhaps more of that Aquarius energy, but like always, modest hopes, wishes, wants, dreams. Okay. Wish come true. It's beautiful. All right. 16, 3, 4, and 9. Okay, Pisces, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. And then there was Cancer. What's up? What's going on? Show me Cancer, please. Okay. Two of Cups. Tower. What? Four of Pentacles. What? Ace of Cups. Page of Pentacles. Ten of Cups. Wow. The Lovers. Queen of Wands. Ten of Pentacles. I'm glad. I'm glad. Okay. Okay. Wow. This is kind of, I like I said, the Lovers has definitely been making the rounds. So, with the last check-in, but more so even this one. So, it's been a heck of a thing. I'm glad to see you right out there in the end, happily coexisting, it seems, with your person, in a very realistic way too. Actually, yeah. No, we went into from theory to full-on living. It's wonderful. It's interesting. The opening's kind of rough. It looks like something recently kind of blew away. Two of Cups. I want to say, blew away your mind, but it had more to do with the emotion. There's a misunderstanding of feelings here. That it looks like it was recently revealed, and you said, oh, wait a minute, what the hell? Four of Pentacles. So you had a reaction here. It's like, wait, what's going on? Four of Pentacles. So whatever that Tower is, in some way, it revealed that there was some misunderstanding here. A Two of Cups. Now, Two of Cups, I don't know what that is to you. Okay? It really is the simplest emotional construct you can have with somebody. It can involve everything from deep feelings of love to the more lighter, non-committal side of I care about you. Two of Cups is a sliding scale, okay? You can have a Two of Cups with anybody, your neighbor, a family member, okay? So all I know is that the best Two of Cups is when they line up. This is how I understand about you, this is how you understand about me, and as far as we can tell, we're pretty much equal or fair, okay? So all I know is that there is a misunderstanding here about feelings that was revealed in some way. And your immediate reaction is, fuck, Four of Pentacles. So you hold on. It's like, wait a minute, wait, what? So I see you clamp down on something. Wait a minute, hold on. Because you're still processing this, or what was revealed, it's like we can't let it go. And again, I think you're working through something. Okay, there was a bit of a shock here. I don't know how much of a scale it was on the shock. You know what I meant. But nonetheless, it impacted you in some way, and your immediate reaction was, I don't know what I'm working with here, but hold on. So, okay. Ace of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. It's beautiful. Here for you soon is the idea of adding to our Ten of Cups, adding to our inner circle, investing in that way because it feels good to you. And that's all I care about. Ace of Cups, you're showing me a very large heart space here, very comfortable, very relaxed. And we would like to add to our inner circle, add to the harmonization of it. Inner circle once more, family, friends, and anybody you can honestly say is in your life that you care about and they have a place in your world and you are in theirs. Okay? So this is active love and support persons. It could be 2 people or 200. The thing is, I see you thinking about adding to it because it feels right to you in your heart. Okay? The Lovers, Queen of Wands, and 10 of Pentacles. So, very strong connection there, Queen of Wands. It elicits a lot of positive energy there. It's very bright. It feels bright and it feels light. It's filled with hope and passion and creativity and a kind of forward fire. However, it's all done in a very grounded way at the 10 of Pentacles. So whatever this is, not only do we connect to it very strongly, it looks like we have the opportunity to connect with it in a very grounded, stable way. Okay, so that tells me you two share communities, environments, or you have a lot of overlapping principles that are in alignment to grounding. Okay, network, connectivity, community, resources, being a person's contribution and effort. Okay, but yeah, it actually shows up in the 3D. Is quite strong. Now this bit, however, is the most interesting by far. It's like what's even going on there? 2 of Cups, the Tower, 4 of Pentacles. The universe is like, excuse me, while I do away with that thinking, and your reaction's like, that can't be right. You don't know what to make of it, except you didn't show me confusion. You showed me clamping down. 4 of Pentacles. 2 of Cups, the Tower, 4 of Pentacles. The Hanged Man. Chariot, you. 5 of Wands. You had always kind of been rocking this theory that whatever this emotional union was, it was always going to be angry at you or with you. Maybe a little bit of both. But yeah, the Hanged Man there suggests a long-term perspective that for you hadn't changed. That was the assumption. That was the Tower. That's what needed to come down. Whatever it is you were feelings for or with, an emotional union with somebody that you said there was a lot of misunderstandings there, it doesn't feel good. It's always going to be bad. They're always going to be angry, either with me or the connection. It was an assumed long-term perspective. The universe went, nah. So you recently had your vision corrected, if you will. Your emotional vision has been corrected. So that's good. That was a good correction. But it comes in really weird, though, doesn't it? Doesn't it? You just assumed that the Chariot of 5 of Wands, that this is something you would always be pissed with, or it would always be pissed with you, or the connection itself would always be angry and unresolved and full of conflict and woe and tiresome, exacerbated energies. And it turns out that's not true. It turns out it's just not true. And you're looking at this like, I don't even know what to think anymore. Because it's 4 of Pentacles. That tells me you were holding on to an incorrect vision of that 2 of Cups. Okay. And now you're showing me you're holding on to a new truth, but it's still a little weird to you. It's a little bit more on the positive side is what you're holding on to now, as opposed to the negative. But yeah, the Chariot, 5 of Wands, just like that thing's always going to be mad at me. Going to be pissed at me forever. Or I'm always going to be pissed off with it. Or the feelings aren't fair, they're unfair. Or is that they didn't really care about me, or I didn't really care about them, or that was the assumption, or something like that. Again, it was a misunderstanding. But you held that point of view for so long, you probably thought that that was your truth. And that's why you're showing me that kind of mind-blowing thing in a Tower. No. And now you're holding on to it, but in a very different way. Okay? You're holding on to it, so it still means something to you. And it's not just the negative connotation anymore, am I right? Okay. Ace of Cups, Page of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. That was some tricky stuff there. Okay. Literally did this. Oh my goodness. Okay. We changed the tune. We changed the station. But it's still playing a song. Now you hear the song differently. Kind of like that. All right. Ace of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. Oh, that was tricky. Eight of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. Yeah, High Priestess. Look at you. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I like what you got going on, honey. You got a great circle here of love and support that you, realistically, you, Cancer, okay, put hard work into every day. And you honestly feel from an intuitive place, that's the way to go. And that's just who you are. Yeah, like most water signs, you put your best self into that which you honestly say you can love. Okay? But yeah, High Priestess, Queen of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, and you intuitively suspect you got room for more. You do. You intuitively suspect you have more room in your court, if you will, for more people. That's so you. That's so you. That's so you. You're like, I could use more people in my life. Maybe you could. You got the space. You got the space. But you want more. You want more. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles, you take your inner circle very seriously. You care about everybody. You do. Of course you do. It's one of your power structures. Whether you like it or not, you have a tendency to care about everybody. It's just for Cancer, okay, discernment. Who's who? You're going to have a hierarchy of people, okay? That's just how you are. It's how you discern priorities, okay? That's what you're showing me here. You're showing me that you would like to make room for more. More people in your life that you can love and care about, and they you, okay? But yeah, you look very comfortable in there. Everything you do with love. Everything you do with others in mind. It's very you. But gosh, you are yeah. Don't get me wrong, I am seeing Cancer dominant here, but it may not be your sun. Anyway. The Lovers, Queen of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, and by that I mean the dominant, so that would be Sun, Rising. Bob isn't finished. So, sorry. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. That was how perfect. So yeah, he started kicking off right around Taurus. Bob, for those of you who don't know, he's underground legend on this channel. That is like my 87-year-old neighbor who still does all his own yard work, and it takes him hours, but he's going to do it. He's going to do it. And he's doing leaves today. He's doing leaves on a windy day, guys. And that's Bob. Bob's going to do what Bob's going to do. It's a good thing I'm gonna go out there and check on him. I always try to make a point of doing that because, well, like I said, he's my 87-year-old neighbor. Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and the High Priestess, Yeah, you got more room in your court. You want to expand a little bit. You feel that you can. You feel you got the space. I got you. You just got so much love inside you, Cancer, honey. The Lovers, but that's your biggest thing, honey. Discernment, okay? Well, the hierarchy. Who do you really love? And you need to tune into. Okay? So I'm all for you adding more. Okay? But make sure that it feeds you in return, okay? The Lovers, Queen of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles. The Moon. It's Cancer, your Moon. Queen of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups. Yeah. I mean, intuitively, you suspect you've been headed in this direction for a while. You're not wrong. It's been cooking in the background for you. We have the Moon here, Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. You feeling it for yourself. It's been stirring for you in the background. That it would be worth your while to open up in a direction. Okay? This one's a little bit more... This one's a little bit more cozy. It's a little more, it's a little more intimate than, say, your family or friends. A little more cozy. But I have to say the outward appearance is quite strong. So while it's coming from a space of deep reflection within you, that you kind of quietly understand that you've been headed in this direction, it's become more realized. Okay? The Lovers, Queen of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, you got a strong connection there that you can connect to in reality. Okay? You'd like to, and that's what the stirrings have been for you, the feeling has been for you. Your intuition has very much been tied up to your moon in this respect. They're both intuitive. It's just one tends to be a little more murky. Okay? But your primary intuitive skill set has said, I've been wanting to expand. I've been wanting to see more people in my life. A little more care there, a little more love, a little more support. What was the murky part was that it's just something a little more unique and special and specific to you. That's all. Yeah, I mean, I see what's here, not what isn't. It shows up as pretty darn stable, as well as warm and exciting and frankly very attractive. Okay? Okay. Well, I have to say, all the Lovers readings have been so interesting. Again, starting with last week, which I made it a point to talk about. If you're so inclined, check out the intro. And then, honestly, I could have saved it for this check-in too, now that I think about it. It's just so prevalent. It's, like I said, it's something in the air. Oh, but I like it. I like it. Full moon in Aries. Cool your emotions. Oh, okay. That's interesting. So you might have a spike of Aries in there. I do see that when we get connected out there, we get very excited and cool your emotions. There's something here about maybe you want to pick it up quickly, maybe. Aries has a tendency to kind of rush in there, not for reasons of impulsivity so much as it's just something they got to do. So some of you really want to connect fast to that, and that's fine. It's really not about the speed here. It's just maybe pulling the energy back. Okay, a little bit. I think you're just showing me natural anxiousness. Because you want this. You want to see it in your world. You were very honest about the emotional expansion. It's like, yeah, I could do with more people in my life. Yeah, more love, more support. Hey, never turn down a friend, right? But this is more than that. And that's what's been lurking there in the moon, is that you've been quietly becoming more and more receptive to this connection. Okay? But yeah, I mean, it's like cool your emotions. I can see that it's a very stimulating connection for you. Yeah. Yeah. We have 6, 1, 2, and 3. Those numbers may or may not mean anything to you. Okay? M-U-T-S-I-R. And then, oh, yes, we have the medallion of Scorpio. Yeah, absolutely. Could be a lot of influence now here on Scorpio season. The key word here being very passionate. And I think that's also ultimately what you're responding to. Once more, you're showing me emotion forward, but you cannot deny this connection. It's exciting. So it's a good thing it's coming across as grounded and stable. Because it's like you kind of want to take that energy and run with it, don't you? Well, I don't blame you. It's very attractive, isn't it? But more than that, you're deeply connected to it. You're very intuitive. Very. Very. I strongly suspect you understand your intuition was trying to take you somewhere. You had no idea that it was pointing you here, and that's being revealed to you now. Okay. We have the 4-leaf clover in the upright. Yeah, lucky. Yeah, lucky you, eh? You lucky crab, you. Yeah. And like I said, and then also just Scorpio season, you could have some very strong Scorpio in your chart. And then also, like I said, connected to. All right, Cancer, honey. I do hope this helped you. It's a great read. I can't not deny the reads have been phenomenal this round. I'm not saying all 12 will be happy. No. I have to say, though, I have never seen so much sense of positivity and triumph surrounding these connections, and they're in various stages. Some of them broken, and we're reapproaching it with real authentic feeling to connect and to build into it. Others, they're being introduced to it, so I don't quite know where you are with this person. It's just you had a very strong feeling that it was time to include more in your life. And it's only now being revealed to you that it was a strong connection, so... How much you know about them, I don't know. That's up to you. Anyway, I hope this helped you. It's just been amazing. That's my point. All right, let me wrap this up. I need to go check on Bob. I do, because I tell you, bless him. He's sweet, but he's so stubborn. He insists on doing everything himself, which is admirable. But still, I like to check on Bob. Anyway, all right, you guys, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.